You're listening to The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, Cedar Rapids.
We now leave our network programming to bring you the following special sports presentation.
Let the good times roll with the fun of Kernel Baseball in The Zone. With the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show, here's the voice of the Kernels, John Rogers.
Good evening from Central Illinois. We're on the banks of the Mississippi in beautiful Peoria at O'Brien Field. This ballpark was built just a couple of years ago, and they hosted the All-Star Game here last week. The Kernels are here to continue their marathon 7-game series to start the second half of the season with the Chicago Cub minor leaguers, having split 4 with Peoria in our home ballpark, including a doubleheader split yesterday at Veterans Memorial Stadium. As you would expect in late June in Central Illinois, it is hot and muggy. The temperature is in the low 90s, and the Kernels will send lefty Joe Torres to the hill against one of the finer pitchers in the Midwest League, 19-year-old Peoria right-hander Sean Gallagher. Gallagher was part of a no-hitter that the Chiefs spun at the Kernels back at Veterans Memorial Stadium on April 20th. 3 different pitchers combined in a 10-inning no-hitter, a 3-2 Peoria win. On the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show this evening, we'll talk it over for the first time this season with Eric Munson. Eric is the outstanding trainer of the Cedar Rapids Kernels, and he's up next on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show here from Peoria in the Zone.
A triple play, a rarity on the diamond, but produced successfully every day at South Slope Communications in North Liberty. The South Slope Communications triple play consists of voice, video, and data communications for your home or business. Achieve your communications triple play with South Slope Communications. South Slope is committed to providing the latest communications technology to their members while continuing to give service second to none. South Slope can provide your home or business with just about everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and coming soon to all local servicing areas, digital video TV service. South Slope also rents out a beautiful community center event room in their magnificent new building in North Liberty. When you need anything in the communications field, select South Slope Communications. Visit them at southslope.com.
The hardest working professional in the Kernel Clubhouse joins us from O'Brien Field in Peoria for the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. I'm talking about Kernel trainer Eric Munson. Eric, our fans only get to see you hopefully very few times during the season when you make an appearance on the field to check out a guy after a mishap or an injury. But every man in the Kernel Clubhouse has come up to me without any prompting and said, John, we have the best trainer in baseball. And that's quite a tribute and a compliment to you, one you've earned through your hard work. General question to start with, Eric. I know our fans just see you when you come out to check out a guy when he's been injured, but what do you do before the game in most cases? What time do you arrive at the ballpark before the first pitch, and what do you do?
Well, it depends on what activities you've got and how many guys I have to treat, but sometimes it's early in the morning, sometimes not until early afternoon. Usually you just do treatments for the guys and just kind of getting everything ready in the training room, getting everything situated so that when the guys do come in, we can get things rolling and we can get them out on the field on time.
How long does the average, quote, treatment take? A matter of minutes or hours?
Well, day to day, it's probably, per guy, it's maybe 15 to 20 minutes. But depending on the injury, it can take, the whole process can maybe take a month to, 4 days. Or just a day-to-day thing where they're still able to play, and it's just kind of a maintenance type thing. So it just kind of varies on the severity of the injury.
When they come in for their, quote, appointment or treatment time, do you have to give your undivided attention to them for that entire time, or can you get them started and then they become kind of the patient becomes the trainer in essence?
For the most part with these guys, just because a lot of the guys haven't really been around it too much, you got to pretty much give them all your time so that they know what they're doing. If it's something that you're maintaining every day, a lot of times they figure out, and, we try to educate them on the things that's going on and what's wrong with them so that they understand. And that way, if we get, real busy or whatever, they're able to do some of the things themselves, and it helps because they seem to adapt to it better when they know what's going on and what they can do. And it just seems to help out the treatment. They tend to come in a little bit easier. They're more responsive to the things we ask.
They buy into it.
Yeah, they do. Sometimes it's hard. Some of them don't want to come in because they think it's a bad thing. No one wants to be in the training room, but sometimes that's the way it is. But it's, when you make them buy into it, they honestly believe that if they keep doing it, they'll get better. So it's, it's a good thing, just making them learn and just teaching them what they got to do. And to start with, you got to give them a little attention. After that, they're usually pretty good at doing things themselves, as long as, you still keep them monitored and making sure they're doing everything right, though.
Experience is the best teacher of all, and I'm sure your vast experience in other sports and in your training and in your schooling and in your internships have been a big help to you. Tell us a little bit about your background. You are unique.
I came from North Dakota, and I worked basically with wrestling for a year. I worked with football to an extensive point. I wasn't really the trainer with them, but I helped out a lot, did a lot of traveling. I did a lot of, I was a head athletic trainer in my final year, so I did a lot of administrative stuff. And when I moved to Cedar Rapids, I initially came to work with the hockey team in town and worked with them until I had this job offer and came with baseball. So I've kind of had a good vast majority of sports. So.
And that helps, A, because you've seen a lot of different things, and B, you get to know the psyche. I know each guy's different, but the more you work with people, the more you learn not only about their injury and helping them and treating it, but what might prevent it or what could be in their disposition. The more people you lay your hands on and look at, the better. My dad always said that as a doctor.
Yeah, it's true. It's kind of the old term, practice makes perfect type thing. Athletic training is kind of a thing is you can read a book, but you can be book smart, but until you actually get out and then do it, it's a complete different story when you haven't really done the manual stuff. So yeah, the more people you're able to see and get your hands on too, and kind of learn, see what feels like what, it helps you to kind of figure out little tricks of the trade. So yeah, it's good.
Eric Munson is with us on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show as the Kernels 7-game series with the Chicago Cub minor leaguers continues as we open up 3 here in downtown Peoria. We'll resume our chat with Eric, the Kernel trainer, when we return. This is Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
Your home is a powerful asset. Managed wisely, it can help you with home improvements, tuition, and other expenses. Wells Fargo Home Equity Financing is the key. With flexible terms, competitive rates, and affordable payments. Our bankers have the knowledge and resources to help you find the best financing for your needs. Talk with a Wells Fargo banker today and see how home equity financing can help you reach your next stage. Wells Fargo, the next stage, equal housing lender.
Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees are proud to support one of our community's most renowned and cherished assets, the Cedar Rapids Kernels. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees believe in the core values that comprise the essence of Kernel baseball, fun, wholesome, affordable entertainment for us all. As you look ahead to the many joys of summer, your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees encourage you to visit the fabulous new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees, embracing Kernel baseball, a community treasure.
With us here in Peoria, and Eric, you alluded to the fact that when you treat guys, you have to diagnose and find out what might be wrong with them. And one of the keys to doing that is assessing. That includes asking questions and doing kind of a diagnostic test. Would you describe what you first do when you come upon a fallen ball player?
Well, a lot of times it's just recognizing and making sure you're paying attention, just seeing what happened. Helps you determine a lot more of what's wrong with the person.
And that's important. You don't doze or goof around on the dugout then. You must watch virtually every pitch and every play.
Yeah, correct. Anytime you turn your back, it always seems like that's when someone gets hurt or someone gets injured. So A lot of times you just have to, just asking them, where it hurts, exactly what they did.
Did they hear anything?
Yeah, correct, a pop or a snap, or if they feel like a tear or something like that, kind of help determine how bad the extent of the injury is. Just kind of knowing, if a joint went one way or, determining what exactly happened kind of helps you know a lot of what areas or what tissues or whatever may be damaged. So,
in the case of Fernando Rodriguez, let's do just a tiny case study. The other day he was rolling along in the 5th inning, and I don't know what happened, but Kernan Ronan went out, and then Kernan asked you to come out.
Yeah, Fernando just kind of had a little bit of tightness in his back, and just something that wasn't comfortable with his pitching, and especially with the pitchers, it's very critical that those guys, anything that doesn't feel comfortable is not good with them. So, actually any of the players, but he just had some tightness, and so you just kind of go out and ask, where is it bothering you, what motions we're at, or what part of the motion hurts and stuff like that, and so you just kind of discuss, and a lot of times these guys will tell you what they're feeling, and so you've just got to, what hurts for one guy may not hurt with another guy, so you just kind of have to determine, just kind of figure out, what bothers them, and that just comes from time of just getting to know the players and knowing their levels of comfort and stuff like that. So, it just takes a little bit of questioning and finding out what they feel comfortable with. So, yeah.
You have their trust and respect. That takes time to earn.
Yeah, it does. When you come in something new like this with new players, they've come from a different system, and they don't, they're trying to figure out, see if I know what I'm doing and that type of stuff. So it takes rapport, and you have to have good rapport with these guys for them to come to you and say, yeah, this really hurts, or this is bothering. Then these guys have to be able to trust the things I'm doing. So if I tell them, this is going to work, these are the things you need to do, that I like I said, educate them, and they'll do what you ask them to do, and they'll trust in the fact that it will work. So it takes a little bit of time with these guys, but for the most part, these guys are pretty good. They've been around the sports. They've had trainers. They know, what it takes to get in good with the trainers and the things that we have to do and things they have to do. So it comes. I'm finally just starting to kind of, get to know a few guys. There's lots of guys come in and out, and some of the guys are shy, and some of them don't respond well. So it just takes a little bit of time. But, yeah, you got to have a good rapport with the guys.
Eric Munson, we've just scratched the surface, and with your assent, we'll get together tomorrow evening on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. I want to ask you about Darren Erstad, a home state hero. I want to ask you to define what an oblique muscle is, and I have some other fun questions I think our listeners would love hearing. Thank you so much for this initial get-together on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. And Eric, I know you've been in Cedar Rapids long enough with the hockey club and now the Kernels to know about the wonderful Italian cuisine at any of our Zio Giano's spaghetti houses. Please accept this certificate and redeem it anytime you like at Zio Giano's. And on behalf of the entire Kernel family, thank you for the dedicated hard work you do every single day with this ball club.
Thanks, Don. I appreciate it. It's fun.
We'll talk to Eric Munson again before Game 2 of this 3-game set in Peoria. I'll have the starting lineups for Game 5 of our 7-game set with the Peoria Chiefs when I return. This has been the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show in the Zone.
Hi, this is Dave Town with Five Seasons Transportation and Parking. Do you ever wonder if it's safe to send your child on the bus? It is, and here's a few reasons why. All the buses in Cedar Rapids are equipped with security cameras, so the drivers always know what's happening behind them. The buses also have global positioning systems, or GPS, which means they can be tracked at any time by satellite. Does that surprise you? It shouldn't. Five Seasons Transportation takes safety very seriously, and we've taken many steps to make sure your child will have a safe, easy ride every time they take the bus. Even when your child isn't on the bus, Five Seasons Transportation is helping keep them safe by using pollution-free biodiesel and alcohol fuels, Iowa products that help keep the air clean. And if your child is ever in trouble, they can always flag down a bus for help. I'm Dave Town, and I like to think of the bus as a traveling safety cocoon, motoring along Cedar Rapids streets. And keep in mind, if the bus is that safe and easy for your child, maybe you should think about riding the bus to work. Affordable, convenient, and safe. That's the bus. Ride it.
Welcome to the heart of Illinois. The Kernels have traveled here to play the Peoria Chiefs in the 5th game of a marathon 7-game series that has seen the Kernels and Chiefs split the first 4, each winning a pair at Veterans Memorial Stadium, including a doubleheader split yesterday. I'm John Rogers, your play-by-play host, and let's get ready for baseball here tonight, the 2-2 Kernels and the 2-2 Chiefs. Starting lineups. First, for Julio Garcia, the skipper of the Peoria Ball Club. Julio was born in Cuba. He now makes his home in Texas, and he is in his 12th year as a minor league manager. He spent the 2001, 2002, 2003, and 2004 seasons with the Lansing Lugnuts as their manager when they were affiliated with the Chicago Cubs. The lineup for Peoria this evening has the league's leading hitter, Eric Patterson, and his 19 stolen bases leading off at second base. Patterson at second leads off. Hitting second for Peoria at third base is Aaron Sisk. Ryan Harvey, the designated hitter, had a 2-run homer and an RBI double in Game 2's Peoria victory yesterday at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Harvey is fifth in the league with 44 RBIs, and he's the designated hitter. The cleanup batter for Peoria is a former Cub first-round draft pick, Luis Montanez. Montanez is tied for second in the Midwest League with 22 doubles. Montanez in left field bats fourth. Mike Mallory, seeing his first action in this series, will bat fifth. He's in right field for the Chiefs. Hitting sixth, he clubbed his first home run as a professional in Game 1 yesterday, a Colonel 4-3 victory. Sam Fuld out of Sanford in center field, batting sixth. Peoria's first baseman is Drew Larson, and he'll hit seventh. Batting eighth, the catcher, Alan Rick. He's a left-handed hitter. Anthony Granado is at shortstop, and he'll bat ninth for Peoria. On the hill for the Chiefs is one of the league's best, 19-year-old right-hander, Sean Gallagher. Sean has a record of 7-2 and an ERA of 1.56. He's given up just 52 hits in 81 innings and fanned 82 batters in 81 innings. Sean Gallagher, 6'1", 210, a 12th-round pick by the Cubs last year out of the high school ranks, St. Thomas Aquinas High School in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. One of the best hurlers in the Midwest League, Sean Gallagher, pitching for Peoria. He was a 5-1 loser his last time out. That was a week ago Friday on the 17th of June. Sean and his Chiefs were 5-1 losers here at O'Brien Field against Quad City, but Gallagher pitched magnificently in that loss. In 7 innings, he only gave up 2 runs on 3 hits, struck out 4, walked 1. One of the league's best to pitch against the Kernels tonight, Sean Gallagher, S-E-A-N is how he spells his first name. Now let's get to the Allen Motor Company Kernels starting lineup in this 5th game of the 7-game series. For the first time in history at Allen Motor Company, all of us Eastern Iowans get the General Motors employee discount. We pay what the General Motors employees pay, not 1 cent more. And because of this fabulous buying opportunity, Allen Motor Company is open late all week long till 9 o'clock. Tonight, tomorrow night, Wednesday evening, and Thursday evening, Allen's is open until 9 o'clock. 2005 Buick LeSabres, the best-selling full-size car in America, are General Motors employee discount price for everyone, including us in Eastern Iowa, at just $21,312 at Allen Motor Company. Hurry, though, the sale only lasts until July 5th. Extended hours at Allen's, open till 9, tonight through Thursday night. The Allen Motor Company Colonel starting lineup here in Peoria has Alexi Casilla leading off, the switch-hitting shortstop. Freddy Sandoval, all-star for the Eastern Division here last week, will play at third base and bat second. Freddy leads the club with 38 RBIs. Hitting third in the Allen Motor Company order, he played in both ends of the doubleheader yesterday, center field, Josh LeBlanc. Drew Toussaint has been on a hitting tear recently. He clubbed his 9th home run of the year yesterday in Game 2, a Colonel loss. Toussaint is the designated hitter and will bat cleanup. In left field, switch hitter out of the University of Miami, Richard Giannotti batting 5th. Hitting 6th for the Colonels, Nate Sutton. Sutton's at second base. Warner Madrigal, who leads the ball club with 10 home runs, is in right field and will bat 7th. Hitting 8th is Tommy Duenas. Tommy will be behind the plate this evening. And Chris Walston will play at first base. Walston hitting 9th in the Allen Motor Company order. On the hill for the Colonels is left-hander Joe Torres. Joe is 0-1 as a Colonel. He's making his 4th start, an ERA of 9 even. Joe walked the first 3 batters he faced in his last start Saturday at home against Clinton, but then settled down and pitched well in a Colonel 3-2 win. Torres went 4 innings, gave up 2 runs on 2 hits, struck out 3, and walked 6. Joe Torres, Los Angeles' Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim first-round pick in the year 2000 out of Kissimmee, Florida, coming back from Tommy John surgery that sidelined him all of last year, is on the hill for the Kernels this evening, 22-year-old southpaw Joe Torres. The Chiefs are introduced individually as they scamper out of their first base dugout out onto the diamond here at O'Brien Field, where Anderson and Brown Eye Care sponsors our announcement of the umpiring crew. Anderson and Brown Eye Care, they're the official eye care provider of the Kernels, and they've moved to their new location on Boyson Road, just west of I-380 on Boyson Road next to Intent City. Anderson and Brown Eye Care, along with the fabulous contact lens selection you're used to, they're now a full-service eyewear provider. The Anderson and Brown Eye Care umpiring crew here in Peoria, Sean Francis will call the balls and strikes, and Mike Weinstein will be on the diamond. Let's pause here from O'Brien Field in Peoria as the national anthem is sung. O'Brien Field in downtown Peoria, it was built 1 year after Veterans Memorial Stadium. It was opened in 2003, and they hosted the All-Star Game here less than a week ago. I'm John Rogers. Our in-studio engineer is Jake Lentz, and we'll enjoy Kernel baseball together from the heart of Illinois next here in the Zone.
A triple play, a rarity on the diamond, but produced successfully every day at South Slope Communications in North Liberty. The South Slope Communications triple play consists of voice, video, and data communications for your home or business. Achieve your communications triple play with South Slope Communications. South Slope is committed to providing the latest communications technology to their members while continuing to give service second to none. South Slope can provide your home or business with just about everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and coming soon to all local servicing areas, digital video TV service. South Slope also rents out a beautiful community center event room in their magnificent new building in North Liberty. When you need anything in the communications field, select South Slope Communications. Visit them at southslope.com.
Our game time temperature in downtown Peoria, 88 degrees. A rather brisk breeze is blowing from the right field foul pole towards the left field foul pole. Beyond the center field wall is a majestic panoramic view of the skyline of Peoria. The Chiefs are in their white home uniforms with blue pinstripes, just like their parent club, the Chicago Cubs, and they have blue numbers trimmed in red. They're sleeveless tops. They have cutout sleeves here at home, and the Peoria Ball Club wears blue caps. The Kernels, meanwhile, are in their gray road uniforms with blue caps and red bills. And leading off for the Kernels this evening against one of the league's best pitchers, Sean Gallagher, the right-hander, is Kernel switch-hitting shortstop Alexi Casilla. Alexi was 3 for 6 in yesterday's doubleheader split with the Chiefs, and the game's first pitch from the right-hander is swung on late and tapped foul behind home plate. This would appear to be a gross mismatch on paper, Sean Gallagher against Joe Torres, but the game is not played off the statistics sheets. It's played on the diamond, and thus the Kernels will try to go ahead in this series. A late swing and a miss. Strike 2 to Alexi Casilla, 285 batter, no homers, 5 RBIs. Kernel leadoff batter, a switch hitter, open stance from the left side. Gallagher is 7-2 on the year. And his changeup is just low and away, according to plate umpire Sean Francis. The outfield for the Chiefs, Montanez in left, Fuld in center, and Mike Mallory in right, and they play Alexi straight away. Gallagher's pitch is launched to deep center. Sam Fuld is going back, and 390 feet away, he gloves it on the warning track. That's as far as Alexi Casilla can hit a ball, and I mean he jackhammered it high and deep to center. Sam Fuld turned his back to home plate, went back to the warning track, and in front of the 400-foot mark in dead center, he caught it. Oh, Alexi Casilla really gave that ball a ride, driving it 390 feet away to dead center field. A long first out off the bat of Alexi Casilla. Sean Rodriguez is not in the Allen Motor Company Kernels starting lineup this evening. In his customary second slot in the order, it's Freddy Sandoval, looking at a fastball high from Gallagher. Sean's ERA is 1.56, and his fastball nips the outside edge for a strike to Freddy. Sandoval, a .237 hitter on the year, leads the Kernels with 38 runs driven in. Freddy has 2 home runs. And he lifts one into right field. Mike Mallory breaks back on it in front of the warning track. Mike Mallory gathers it in. 2 well-hit balls by the Kernels here in the top of the first inning have been caught by the Chiefs. Center fielder Sam Fuld and right fielder Mike Mallory. Freddy was jammed just a little bit on that 2-1 pitch and launched it high in the air to deep right where it was caught. It's only 310 feet down the lines here at O'Brien Field. Only 310 down the lines, 375 to the power alleys, and 400 feet to dead center. A green padded wall adorned with advertising signs. And a strike is in to left-handed hitting Josh LeBlanc with 2 out, nobody on here in the Kernel first inning. Sean's pitch is drilled foul over the third base stands. Here at O'Brien Field, where there are no bleachers, everything is a hard, that is permanent, green seat with cup holders and armrests, and they have 24 luxury suites here. I'm directly behind home plate, actually just to the right of home plate on the suite level. The 0-2 to LeBlanc, and Josh takes it outside for a ball. Josh LeBlanc re-entered the Kernel scheme of things in yesterday's doubleheader. He went 1 for 7. Having not played since April 18th after suffering a broken hamate bone. Josh is a left-handed batter, a 6th-round pick by the Angels last year out of Southern. And he swings and pops one foul into the third base stands above the Kernel third base dugout. This ballpark is named for an automotive group, a dealership, a group of dealerships, O'Brien. And their crest is painted onto the grass between the dirt batting circle and the backstop here. It's a crest that reminds me of the Baltimore Ravens logo in the NFL. Gallagher's next pitch is fouled into the screen. Josh LeBlanc had a healthy cut at that 1-2 delivery. The swing of the Quad Cities swept the first half Western Division champion Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, so Quad Cities leads the second half standings. They're 4-0. A curve, and that one's mashed to the second baseman. Eric Patterson throws out Josh LeBlanc to end the Kernel first inning. The Kernels look good swinging away at the 7-2 right-hander with the 1.56 ERA, but they go in order in the top of the first inning. And here from Peoria, after 1/2 inning, it's the Kernels nothing, the Chiefs coming up. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
I'll live for you, I'll feed your cats, I'll fold your undies up along your mat, unless you want me to have them dry. I get paid for that. I'll work you down, things get bad. I'll shave my soul back before I meet your dad. I'll wear a turtleneck to strategically hide my tattoos if I can. I'm winning the band, I'm winning your hand. I'm giving you all my time, but this Dr. Pepper is mine, rich taste, forget it. This Dr. Pepper is mine, one taste and you get it. I'm shocked with you, always be true. I'll never share my Dr. Pepper with you. Sorry. This
I could stand looking at another house.
Maybe this will be better than the others.
Wait a minute. Haven't we seen this one before?
It does look familiar.
Yeah, and small. It looks very small.
Oh, too small for us.
Yeah.
Wait, is that Lori?
Mom, when are we going to have dinner?
Finding the right home shouldn't have you running in circles. An experienced RE/MAX agent can help you find the perfect home. Nobody sells more real estate than RE/MAX. Outstanding agents, outstanding results. Each office independently owned and operated.
Lefty Joe Torres ready to go to work in the bottom of the first inning. He'll face Eric Patterson, the league's leading hitter and the fellow that owns the highest on-base percentage in the Midwest League. Then Aaron Sisk and Ryan Harvey. This Peoria ball club is very strong on offense. A .272 team batting average, fourth highest in the league, and they have really feasted on left-handed pitching this season. Peoria is hitting .305 against southpaws. Eric Patterson's a left-handed batter, and so far in this series, Eric is 4 for 16. 2 for 4 in Peoria's second game win yesterday at Veterans Memorial Stadium. He drove in a run and scored a run. .358 batting. Eric Patterson is first up against lefty Joe Torres. First pitch is a strike called on the inside corner from Joe. Patterson, with that .358 average, has a .431 on-base percentage. Open stance for the left-handed batter. And he squashes the next pitch foul into the first base chief dugout. So Joe Torres is ahead of the league's leading hitter, Eric Patterson, here in the bottom of the first inning. Patterson went to Georgia Tech. And he's 22 years old. Look out, the next pitch almost hit him. Eric Patterson out of Georgia Tech. Lives in Kennesaw, Georgia. Stands quite far from the plate and bats with an open stance. Ooh, a breaking pitch from Torres is ruled ball 2 by the plate umpire Sean Francis. 2-2 to the speedster, who has 19 steals in 27 tries. Patterson backs away from ball 3 just inside. Tommy Duenas is catching for the Kernels tonight. Around the infield, Sandoval at third, Alexi Casilla at short, Nate Sutton's at second, and Big Chris Walston at first. And Eric Patterson draws a walk on a 3-2 pitch. The base umpire, Mike Weinstein, indicated that Eric held up on a pitch up and in. It looked like he might have gone around, but after being in the hole 0-2, Eric Patterson draws a leadoff walk here in the opening frame for the Chiefs. That brings in Aaron Sisk, the third baseman signed by the Cubs out of the Central Independent League last season. He played with the Edinburgh Roadrunners of the Central League. Edinburgh, as we told you on the broadcast yesterday, is on the very southern tip of the Lone Star State, near McAllen, Texas. Not far from Brownsville, Texas. A throw to first, and Patterson returned safely. No score. We're in the bottom of the first inning, but the Chiefs have their leadoff man aboard. He was in the hole 0-2 before Colonel lefty Joe Torres walked him. Aaron Sisk is a right-handed batter, and the first delivery is upstairs for a ball from Joe. Sisk is batting .341, 6 home runs, 26 runs driven in, and he's amassed those impressive numbers in only 33 games. Sisk is ahead 1-0. Slightly open stance for Aaron, and there's a cut fastball low and in. The runner tries to go to second, and he makes it. Eric Patterson advances to second on what will be ruled a wild pitch on Joe Torres. Sisk is ahead 2-0. Eric Patterson dashed for second as the ball was down and into the right-handed batter, and it squirted a few feet away from Tommy Duenas for a wild pitch. Tommy now out to the hill to have a word with Joe Torres. Hey, we're back at home for an 8-game homestand that'll take us right through the 4th of July weekend. We're back at home this Thursday night. The Kernels will square off against the Toronto Blue Jay minor leaguers, the Lansing Lugnuts. 7 o'clock start this Thursday. A bouncer up the middle, a fine stab by Torres. Joe throws to the shortstop, Casilla. Alexi then tosses to Sandoval, and Freddy tags out Eric Patterson. The runner, the batter, is also out. They call the batter out for rounding first base. Sandoval, a heads-up play through to Chris Walston, and Walston tagged out the batter, Aaron Sisk, for a sensational heads-up double play turned by the Kernels. Wow, what a terrific double play started by Joe Torres. Joe robbed Aaron Sisk of a base hit up the middle by stabbing his one-hopper. Then he whirled and threw to the shortstop at second base, Alexi Casilla. Casilla ran Patterson back towards third, where Freddy Sandoval tagged him out. Then Sandoval threw to Chris Walston at first base, and they called the batter, Aaron Sisk, out. Apparently, the base umpire, Mike Weinstein, ruling that Aaron Sisk did indeed try to go to second base, or at least rounded first enough to be thrown out on a double play. A huge double play hit into by Aaron Sisk and started by Joe Torres, the pitcher. And the play went Torres to Casilla, the shortstop, to Sandoval, who tagged out Eric Patterson, the runner between second and third, and then Sandoval threw to Chris Walston, and it went 1-6-5-3. Pitcher, shortstop, third baseman, first baseman. A fantastic double play started by the hurler, Joe Torres, who misses away ball one to Ryan Harvey. Well, that's a big help. Harvey swings and tips the next pitch foul into the glove of catcher Tommy Duenas. The Kernels went from the Chiefs threatening with a runner at second, nobody out, and a 2-0 count on the batter, to now the base is empty, 2 out, and Ryan Harvey waiting for the 1-1 from Joe. And he taps it back to the hill, hit it rather sharply. Joe runs it towards first and lobs to Chris Walston, and the Kernels get Ryan Harvey on a comebacker to end the Chief first inning. No runs for Peoria, a leadoff walk. There were no Peoria hits. The Kernels turn a double play. The Kernels commit no errors. The Chiefs leave the bases empty. As we head to the second inning in downtown Peoria, the Kernels and Chiefs, no score. You're listening to Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
Everyone wants their print and copy needs to be done right and to be done on time. Copyworks will meet those expectations. Copyworks will see to it that your work is of the highest quality. They'll do that by consulting with you at your place of work. Copyworks stands behind their work for you. It will be done right and it will be done on time. You can count on Copyworks to come through for you. When it's important to you, Copyworks lets your work shine through.
Copyworks, Copyworks.
Phil Mickelson's figured out how to beat Tiger Woods head-to-head.
It has not ever worked yet. Don't get me wrong. It's not a plan that's worked yet.
But it may someday, and he let Dan Patrick in on the secret.
If he hit his iron shots first, he was so good, he would put it inside me and put more pressure.
You know what? That's interesting philosophy, that he put even more pressure because he's hitting his irons before you because you've outdriven him.
Well, not all the time was I able to do that, but when I was trying to go toe-for-toe with him off the tee, he would put even more pressure on me with his iron play, plus trying to drive it that long and keep up with him. I was hitting it a lot more wild, more crooked, missing fairways by a larger margin, which didn't put any pressure on him at all. So for me, when I got paired with him head-to-head at Doral, and I think in the future I'm going to take 20 yards off the tee shot, try to hit cuts in the fairway so that puts pressure off on his tee shots, and also I'm able to hit my iron shots first, which has been my biggest strength the last year and a half, and hopefully put a little more pressure on him.
The Dan Patrick Show on ESPN Radio.
It looks like we'll have a crowd in the neighborhood of 2,500 here tonight at O'Brien Field in downtown Peoria, where the Kernels turned a dazzling double play to take Peoria out of a scoring situation in the bottom of the first. Kernel cleanup batter Drew Toussaint will lead it off against right-hander Sean Gallagher, who pours in a fastball at the knees for strike one called. Gallagher owns the best ERA in the Midwest League, the lowest at 1.56. Drew Toussaint started the Kernel 3-run fourth in Game 2 yesterday by smacking his 9th home run of the year, and he takes strike two at the knees. Drew's in the hole 0-2, facing 6' 1" 19-year-old right-hander Sean Gallagher. Now a breaking pitch is way outside and low. Alan Rick is catching for the Chiefs, Aaron Sisk is at third base. Anthony Granado playing deep in the hole at short for Toussaint. Eric Patterson at second, and Drew Larson at first. A breaking pitch, and that one's dumped into shallow right. Eric Patterson glides back about 25 feet into the grass in right to put it away. Drew Toussaint has popped out to shallow right, where the second baseman gathered it in for the first out of the Kernels' second inning. 4 straight now set down by Gallagher. His season line is more than impressive. It's almost intimidating. He's won 7, lost 2. In 81 innings, he's only given up 52 hits. Gallagher has fanned 82 batters in 81 innings, walked only 26. The league hitting 183 against right-hander Sean Gallagher. And Richard Giannotti takes a ball outside. Richard, a switch hitter batting left with a wide stance. The outfield plays him straight away, and he grounds one to second. Eric Patterson moves quickly to his right and fires on to first to get Richard Giannotti. That's 5 straight set down by the 7-game Chief winner. On April 20th, Sean Gallagher pitched against us, and little did we know it would be a Chief no-hitter. The Kernels bowed to Peoria in 10 innings, 3-2. Gallagher pitched the first 6 innings of the Peoria no-hitter, gave the Kernels 2 runs, both unearned, on no hits in 6 innings, struck out 8 and walked 2. A bouncer back to the hill by Nate Sutton. What an easy inning for Sean Gallagher as he throws out Nate Sutton. Wow, did he make that inning look easy. And he's now spun 8 hitless innings against the Kernels this season, has 19-year-old Sean Gallagher. Right back to the hill is southpaw Joe Torres for the bottom of the second inning here in Peoria, where the Kernels and Chiefs are tied at 0-0 after an inning and a half. This is Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
Mike and Mike in the Morning's Just Shut Up Award is about more than merely pointing out stupidity.
It's about the Bill of Rights and basic cable, car waiting, and free trips to the salad bar. It's about everything that makes this country great.
Yes, it's about freedom. Freedom for people to say something completely moronic.
Shut up!
And it's also about the freedom for you to tell that person to just shut up. So exercise that freedom. Tuesday mornings with Mike and Mike in the Morning on ESPN Radio.
At your golf game, use a little help? The pros know that precision-tuned shafts and clubs improve scores. And now Hot Sticks Technologies custom club fitting is available exclusively at Golf Headquarters Nevada Bobs. Get the same edge as the pros. Precision club fitting can help your launch angle, club head speed, and ball speed. Make your appointment today for a free ball fitting. Then let Golf Headquarters Nevada Bobs help better your golf game by fitting your clubs to the way you swing. Golf Headquarters Nevada Bobs at 1961 Blair's Ferry Road in Cedar Rapids.
The way to pocket important savings is to take advantage of Chevron Motor Oils and Lubricants from the Otson Oil Company, your local Chevron oil distributor. Chevron lubricants are made from higher quality base oils for better performance, and that means longer life for your engine. Contact the Otson Oil Company in Cedar Rapids for details on how you can save time and money with Chevron lubricants. The Otson Oil Company, serving Iowa with quality lubricants since 1933. Visit Otson Oil Company at www.otson.com.
Joe Torres is on the hill for the Kernels this evening, the 22-year-old lefty making his 4th start as a Kernel after struggling at Rancho Cucamonga in the Cal League. Joe was an 11-game winner for the Kernels in our first year in the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. That was 2002. Torres started 25 games as a Kernel, won 11 and lost 8, pitched 133 innings in 2002, and allowed 125 hits. Struck out 87 in 133 innings and walked 66. Luis Montanez, right-handed hitting cleanup batter. He, like Joe Torres, the number 1 draft pick back in the year 2000 by the Cubs, and the first pitch from the Kernel lefty is just low for ball 1. Montanez hitting .309 with 9 homers and 42 driven in, a right-handed hitter, and ball 2 runs just inside to Luis Montanez. Montanez's minor league career batting average in 5 years is .267. Ball 3 is low and outside. Luis has 22 doubles, tied for second in the Midwest League with that hefty double total. Also 85 hits. That is fourth in the league. And a 4-pitch walk as the 3-0 delivery was high and away. Luis Montanez follows the lead of Eric Patterson, who drew a leadoff walk in the first inning. Joe Torres flirting with trouble when you walk that leadoff batter 2 innings in a row. The lights have just been turned on here at O'Brien Field. We're nestled in between two bustling downtown streets. There's a big picnic plaza above the 16-foot high wall in right. The first 8 feet is padded, and then above it is green brick. And above that, a picnic plaza. Mike Mallory, big, strong, right-handed batter, takes strike one on the outside corner. Mallory's 24 years old. He was a Cubs second-round pick in 1999. Played an entire season last year in Double-A. You wonder what he's doing here. Mike Mallory waits as Joe Torres tosses to first, and Luis Montanez returns safely. A tall, gigantic electronic scoreboard dominates the scene here at O'Brien Field. It's high above the right center field wall. A breaking pitch starts in just low to Mike Mallory. Mike, in 28 games, is hitting .292 as a Chief, 2 homers, 13 RBIs. Mallory in his 6th year of professional baseball, and here he is in the Midwest League. Good-looking curveball from Joe Torres, but the plate umpire, Sean Francis, called it outside. Looked pretty good from here. Actually, this is Mike Mallory's 7th year of professional baseball. Slightly open stance, and ball 3 is high and outside. There's no doubt that the Chiefs have looked at the numbers on Joe Torres and learned of his control difficulties. Short lead at first by Luis Montanez. Look out here as Mallory waits for the 3-1. It's low for ball 4, and Joe Torres has struggled again as he has in his first 3 Kernel starts with his control. He's walked the first 2 batters here in the Chief second inning. Kernan Ronan will dart out of the Kernel third base dugout, and that'll give us a chance to preview the upcoming fun at Veterans Memorial Stadium. The homestand is coming up starting Thursday night, and KZIA 102.9 invites you to come to a fun happy hour at the stadium. If you already have a ticket to the game for Thursday night, for just $5, you'll get a beverage of your choice, beer, soda, water, a slice of pizza, and popcorn at 5 o'clock this Thursday. A happy hour with Z102.9. $10 is what you pay if you want a ticket to the game and the happy hour drink of your choice, a slice of pizza and popcorn. That's this Thursday. Z102.9 invites you to a happy hour at the ballpark. Sam Fuld backs away on a knee-buckling curve in for strike 1. Fuld, a left-handed hitter, set the College World Series record for hits in the World Series, breaking a record by former Cub Keith Moreland when Moreland played as a Texas Longhorn back in the mid-'70s. Fuld broke that record as a Stanford Cardinal just 2 years ago. Sam has hit safely in each of the first 4 games of this series, and the left-handed batter takes inside for ball 1 from Joe Torres. Torres has walked the first 2 Chiefs here in the second inning. He comes set at the belt, checks the lead runner Montanez at second, and whirls in a strike called at the knees. Another dandy breaking pitch from Joe Torres to Sam Fuld. Fuld is not a big fella, 5'10", 180. Belted a home run in the Kernel Game 1 win in the doubleheader yesterday at Veterans Memorial Stadium, his first professional home run. He loops one into deep left, down the line, on the run. Giannotti makes a good catch in the corner. Richard Giannotti then balloons his throw over everybody at third, but the runners hold at first and second. Sam Fuld went the other way and hit it high and deep down the left field line, where Richard Giannotti had to race quickly over to his right, and on the warning track next to the 310-foot sign, Richard caught the blast by Sam Fuld for the first out of the second inning. So the score remains 0-0 as Drew Larson bats, right-handed hitter for Peoria. The Chiefs aren't particularly a power-laden ball club. They've hit 46 home runs on the season. That's 11th in the 14-team Midwest League. 46 home runs in 74 games. Joe Torres' first pitch is low and outside, a ball to Drew Larson. Drew, a right-handed hitter with a .265 average, 2 homers, 26 runs driven in. And a dandy yellowhammer is in for a strike on the outside corner to Larson. Drew is rather bow-legged. He wears his blue Peoria Chiefs socks up high, and he has 4 hits in 13 at-bats in this series so far. Another breaking pitch. That one looked very good, but the plate umpire said ball 2 to Drew Larson. Drew was 1 for 6 in the Colonel Peoria doubleheader split yesterday in our home yard. Tommy Duenas is setting up on the outer half of the plate for the 2-1 pitch from the Colonel lefty, and a swing and a miss on a sinking fastball. Montanez and Mallory drew back-to-back walks to start this Peoria second inning. Sam Fuld then went the other way and flew out to deep left, where Richard Giannotti had to go way to his right to make the catch. Larson on a 2-2 pitch from Torres. Joe turns, and Montanez broke off second as though he was going to steal third, and Joe Torres stepped off the rubber and then ran right at Montanez and stared him back to the bag at second. That was a heads-up play by the Colonel lefty, Joe Torres. The runners go, a swing and a tip foul behind home plate. Let me explain again about the happy hour being put on at the ballpark at 5 o'clock. You can come as early as 5 o'clock for a 7 o'clock game, thanks to Z102.9. And if you already have a game ticket for just $5, you can enjoy a beverage of your choice, a piece or a slice of pizza, and popcorn. Throw to second, and I thought the Colonels had Montanez. Nate Sutton snuck into the left of the runner Montanez, and a well-timed throw by Joe Torres nearly had Luis Montanez. Will the runners be going again on this 2-2 delivery? No. And it's way outside, ball 3, and the count full now to Larson. Peoria threatening to take the lead here in their half of the second. They have runners at first and second with only 1 out. And a 3-2 delivery coming home. Let's see if the runners are going. They are going. And ball 4 darts down and in. The bases are loaded now on walks here in the Chiefs' second inning. Alan Rick, left-handed batter, will have a chance to deliver a big blow in this game in the second inning. Joe Torres missed low and in to Drew Larson on that 3-2 pitch, and Joe has walked the bases full here in the second inning. The Z102.9 happy hour starts this Thursday at 5 o'clock. And if you don't have a ticket to the game, that's all right. For $10, you can watch the Colonels play the Lugnuts and take part in the happy hour. A curveball stays inside to Alan Rick, 176 hitting catcher, a homer, 16 RBIs. Alan is a tall catcher, 6'3", and he weighs 220. He stands straight away from the left side. Ball 2 high and away. Tommy Duenas whips the throw down to third, but returning safely is Montanez. Then we start the month of July with a bang this Friday, the 1st. The Freedom Festival will be putting on fireworks following our game against the Lugnuts this Friday night at 7 o'clock. Ball 3 low and away, and Joe Torres is about to issue his 4th walk of this second inning and allow the Chiefs to score the game's first run without a base hit. Fireworks following the game this Friday. And it's 1-0 Peoria on a 4-pitch walk issued by the Colonel lefty. Luis Montanez scores. It's the 17th run driven into the season for Alan Rick. And 1-0 Peoria. Bases remain loaded with 1 out. 4 Joe Torres walks, and Anthony Granado now at the plate. If you wear your Freedom Festival button on Friday night, you'll receive a free set of Thunder Sticks from the Freedom Festival. St. Luke's will be hosting their annual employee appreciation night at the ballpark, And St. Luke's will be presenting a seat cushion to the first 1,000 of you Colonel fans to come to the game this Friday, July 1st. Another terrific fireworks show to follow the Friday night game at home, sponsored by the Freedom Festival. Anthony Granado, the number 9 hitter in the Chief lineup, takes a curve outside for ball 1 as Joe Torres's control miseries continue to mount here in the second inning. Granado has 3 hits in this series in 14 at-bats. Anthony's hitting .238. There's a fastball outside for ball 2. No more visits to the hill unless it's to lift Joe Torres. Kernan Ronan's already been out there one time here in this second inning. With the bases loaded, the next pitch is low for ball 3. So things going from bad to worse here for Joe Torres as Colonel newcomer Jeff Muters warms up in the left field bullpen. Freddy Sandoval comes in from third base to give Joe a tap on the back and say, hey, guy, you can throw strikes. Jeff Muters, a right-hander who just joined the ball club this weekend, will likely take over here in this second inning. The 3-0 delivery. Ball 4. Ooh, they called it a strike, a delayed call by the plate umpire, Sean Francis. I think we got a break that time. Not to take anything away from Joe Torres, but that looked like a pitch high and outside. All right, Joe, come back and get this guy. There's ball 4, high and outside, and Joe Torres is unfortunately suffering from that affliction that can jump on any professional pitcher, that wildness, that lack of control. Peoria now leads it 2-0 on 5 walks issued by the Colonel lefty here in the second inning. All right, here's Eric Patterson, who walked in the first inning. The Chiefs still have the bases loaded. They have not had a hit yet here in this second inning, but give them credit. They've stood in there and taken pitch after pitch and drawn 5 walks. Ball 1 is low, a curveball. Boy, will it be fun on Friday, July 1st. Freedom Festival fireworks at the ballpark following the 7 o'clock game against Lansing. Eric Patterson takes a curve inside, a throw to third, and the runner is out at third. Tommy Duenas nails Drew Larson for the second out of the inning. Duenas pumped his throw right to the feet of Freddy Sandoval, who on the backhanded side tagged out Drew Larson. It went 2-5, and that is a huge, huge play in this game. That should give Joe Torres a big lift. His 2-0 is punched in the air foul off to the left. Wow, what a play by Tommy Duenas to pick off Drew Larson for the second out here in this Chief 2-run second inning. Now it's 2-1 on Eric Patterson. The runner at second for Peoria is Alan Rick, and Anthony Granado's at first base. Patterson on a 2-1 pitch. Take strike 2 called. I think Joe Torres has been really lifted by the great throw from Tommy Duenas down to Freddy Sandoval for the second out of this second inning. Eric Patterson on a curveball turns away from it. It was high and inside, and it's a full count now to Patterson. With 2 out, that'll mean Alan Rick at second and Anthony Granado at first, who each have drawn RBI bases loaded walks here in the second inning. They will be going on this next pitch. From Torres to Patterson, inside, ball 4, and that is the 6th walk of the inning and the 7th of the game for the Colonel lefty. Joe Torres walks his 6th man here in the second inning, and he loads the bases with 2 out. And Aaron Sisk will bat against a new pitcher. Bobby Magallanes comes out and lifts Joe Torres. Joe tonight went an inning and 2/3. And so far, Joe in an inning and 2/3 has surrendered 2 runs on no hits. Joe struck out none, and he walked 7, including 6 here in this 2-run second inning. The Kernels bring in a newcomer, Jeff Muters, Mutters. Muters pitched last year in Provo for the Pioneer champion Provo Angels. Jeff Muters, he's a big fella. Casey Muters, and I'm saying his name completely wrong. It's Casey Mutter, Mutter, no S. Casey Muter, and I apologize for getting his first name wrong in his Colonel debut. Casey Muter, a 25th round pick by the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim last year out of Cal State San Bernardino. And with Provo, Muter pitched in 18 games, no record, an ERA of 9.91. Casey, in 26 1/3 innings last year, surrendered 39 hits. He struck out 31 batters in 26 1/3, walked 21, and the league hit .331 against right-hander Casey Muter. Well, not the easiest of circumstances for Casey to inherit, bases loaded. 2 out, though, and he's on in relief of lefty Joe Torres. Let's look ahead to this fabulous weekend of baseball at Veterans Memorial Stadium. We'll play at home on Saturday night, a 7 o'clock start against the Lansing Lugnuts. And remember, on both Friday and Saturday night, you can purchase your tennis balls for just $1 and participate in our Mercy Care Community Physicians Launch-A-Ball promotion. It's a ton of fun. After the ball game, the Colonel Pep Squad puts 8 hula hoops down on the diamond, and you get your chance to toss your tennis balls out onto the field towards those hula hoop targets, courtesy of Mercy Care Community Physicians. The phone number for Colonel tickets, 896-7560. 896-7560. Aaron Sisk swings and misses at Casey Muter's first pitch. Strike 1. Bases loaded, 2 out, and Peoria has taken advantage of 6 walks from the departed Colonel starter and scored a pair of runs here in the second inning. They lead it 2-0. Sisk hit into a double play in the first inning. He hits one in the air to straightaway center. Coming on fast is Josh LeBlanc. He's there and has it. Casey Muter comes in with the bases loaded and gets Aaron Sisk to hit one off the end of the bat, and kerplop it went into the glove of Josh LeBlanc in center field to end the inning. All things considered, the Colonels come out of the second inning in pretty good shape. Peoria sends 8 men to the plate. They score 2 runs on no hits, 6 walks, no Colonel errors, and the Chiefs leave 3 men aboard. The Colonels come to bat in the third inning, trailing the Chiefs 2-0, and you're listening to Colonel Baseball here in the Zone.
It's summertime, summertime, summertime.
Yes, it's summertime, when everybody wants to have fun. But there are still chores to be done. One of those chores, of course, mowing the yard. Your friends at Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling recommend using a mulching mower. It saves time. Bagging takes longer and saves money by restoring natural nutrients to your lawn, reducing the need to use expensive fertilizers. Grass cycling gives you a healthier lawn, reduces yard waste, and saves landfill space.
Forbes.com Small Business Report, brought to you by Sam's Club.
Protecting yourself in the face of new bankruptcy laws. More in a moment.
America is a country of entrepreneurs, and if you're a small business owner, you're helping shoulder the lion's share of the U.S. economy. You can lighten that load a little at Sam's Club. To save you time, we offer click and pull and fax and pull. Place your order online at samsclub.com or by fax before 5 p.m. And at no extra charge, it's ready to pick up as early as 7 a.m. the next day. Now that's teamwork. And we're proud to be a small part of your team. Sam's Club. We are in business for small business.
New legislation makes Chapter 7 bankruptcy harder to declare, which could jeopardize people's assets if they hit financial trouble. Attorney Gideon Rothschild says some ways to protect assets are to stop retirement accounts, fund education accounts, limit your business risks, and know the appropriate laws in your state. For more on this and other stories, go to Forbes.com.
After 2 innings, Peoria has knocked out the Colonel starter, Joe Torres, and they lead it 2-0. It'll be the lower third of the Colonel order to try to solve right-hander Sean Gallagher. Warner Madrigal will be first up. Madrigal tied the second game of the doubleheader yesterday with an RBI single in the Colonel 3-run fourth inning. He goes up pumping and rips the first pitch foul into the screen. Strike 1 to Warner Madrigal, team leader with 10 homers. Warner has 30 runs driven in, and he's batting .229 on the year. Madrigal was only able to play in 26 games as a Colonel a year ago due to a broken hamate bone, and the next pitch is one right in Warner's wheelhouse, but all he can manage to do is foul it straight back, and Sean Gallagher, trying to retire his 7th Colonel in a row, is ahead of Warner Madrigal, no balls, 2 strikes. Top of the 3rd inning, 2-0 in favor of Peoria. And a pitch wasted in the dirt, a fastball from the chief right-hander. There's a grass slope seating berm in left field here at O'Brien Field, and there are several dozen kids running around on that grass slope seating berm. A very distinct feature of this ballpark, palm trees on that grass slope seating berm. And Uncle Charlie is taken outside by Warner Madrigal, and he's even the count now, 2-2. Leading off the Colonel 3rd inning is Warner Madrigal. A kid's playground area is above that grass slope seating berm in left. Warner hits a high, lazy fly ball into right center. Sam Fuld has to come in a long way and make the catch in shallow right center. Warner Madrigal is flown out to shallow right center with Fuld making the catch, the center fielder. And the Colonels have yet to see a base runner reach here, or yet to see a batter reach as their first base runner. And Tommy Duenas will try to reach with 1 out, nobody on here in the Colonel 3rd inning. 7 in a row retired by Gallagher. Tommy Duenas, 0 for 3 in yesterday's Game 2 loss to the Chiefs at home. Tommy batting .211. 6 homers, 18 RBIs, and Tommy swung at a fastball low and away and didn't get it, strike 1. Duenas, a right-handed batter. Hit .216 as a Colonel in 2003 and .211 last year. And he's batting .211 this season. A curve is low and away to the right-handed batter out of Florida International in Miami. Tommy Duenas. Outfield plays Tommy straight away. Gallagher rocks and delivers a curve, a beauty on the outside corner for strike 2. Delightful night for baseball here in Peoria on the banks of the Mississippi. Duenas chops one foul to the number 9 hitter waiting on deck. Chris Walston picks it up. Man, the mid-'80s were a remarkable time in Peoria baseball history. About 20 years ago, Greg Maddox pitched here in '85. Sean Bosky in '87. Sean Gallagher gets Tommy Duenas swinging on a pitch low and away, a curve, and that's the first strikeout recorded by the man with the best ERA in the Midwest League, 19-year-old Sean Gallagher. Heathcliff Slocum pitched in Peoria in '87. In 1986, Mark Grace was here. So was Joe Girardi. And the year before that, Rafael Palmeiro. Boy, those are some big, big names, aren't they? Maddox, Palmeiro, Grace, Wally Joyner, Joe Girardi. They all played here in the '80s. Swing and a miss by Chris Walston. Now the next pitch is low. Gallagher works quickly. He wears very baggy pants that almost look like pajama pants. White pants with blue pinstripes. They look about 3 or 4 sizes too big for him. His breaking ball is a dandy on the outside corner. Strike 2 to big Chris Walston, 6 feet 6 inches tall, 179 batter. 5 homers, 12 RBIs. Chris looking for his first extra base hit of the season. And he doesn't get it as he swings and misses at a fastball up and in. So Sean Gallagher has now pitched 9 combined innings of no-hit baseball against the Kernels. He has 3 innings of perfect work so far tonight. The Kernels go down in order for the 3rd time in a row against the premier hurler, in my opinion, in the Midwest League, 19-year-old Sean Gallagher. Cub fans, you may be pleased in a few years to see this fella Gallagher pitching well at Wrigley Field. Casey Muter came on to get the final out in the 2nd inning. He'll work his first full inning out of the Colonel bullpen in relief of Joe Torres in the bottom of the 3rd. And as we head there, Peoria 2, the Colonels nothing. You're enjoying Colonel baseball here in the zone.
I'm Dave Shea. For 35 years, I was a news anchor for Channel 2. You may also have seen me driving around Cedar Rapids in my Honda Accord. Well, I retired from broadcasting, but I haven't given up my Honda. For years, I've told friends they should consider owning a Honda, specifically from Randy Keel Honda. Randy is a local dealer with 13 years of experience in matching drivers to the right vehicle. He has a fine selection of new Hondas, as well as quality pre-owned vehicles. And more than just a reliable service department, Randy Keel Honda offers Honfidence, a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty on every new vehicle sold. You can take my word for it, but you may also want to talk with other Honda owners. They're people you know, your friends, your neighbors, maybe even your relatives. And you can do more homework by logging on to Randy's website at www.randykeel.com. I'm a satisfied Honda owner, and I'm sure you will be too. See Randy Keel Honda today on Centerpoint Road Northeast.
In an interview that can only be described as intriguing, stimulating, and downright impressive, former Major Leaguer Mickey Rivers interviews heavyweight boxer Kevin McBride.
Well, it's going to be a Latin show, you know, you don't have to get something like that. I know it ain't going to go no time around in a different zone.
Now that, my friend, was deep. Learn more weekdays on the Dan Patrick Show on ESPN Radio.
The heart of the order for Peoria in the third inning. Chiefs on top 2-0, and reliever Casey Muter working from the stretch. His first pitch is fouled high above the grandstand here at Peoria's O'Brien Field for strike one. A foul straight back by Ryan Harvey, who ended the Chief first inning by bouncing one back sharply to the departed Kernel starter, Joe Torres. Harvey is a good-looking athlete, just 20 years old. And he swings and misses at a Muter pitch low and away for strike two. Ryan, the sixth player taken in the 2003 draft, Cub first-round draft pick, had a big day in Game 2 of the doubleheader in our ballpark yesterday, 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs, a 2-run homer, and an RBI double. He went around on a pitch low and away. Ooh, they said he didn't, but he did. And it's ball one to Harvey. He did break his wrist, I'll tell you that, but the base umpire, Mike Weinstein, said that Harvey held up. Boy, that's a tough one to miss from down there, to see a guy offer it a pitch low and away in the dirt and you don't call him out. Now ball two is low. Big gap in left center for big right-handed batting Ryan Harvey. Hit .268 last year with the Boise Hawks. 14 home runs in only 58 games. He smacks one off the end of the bat, down the line and right. Madrigal drifting to his left. Near the line in fair ground, Warner tracks it down. Ryan Harvey stroked it high in the air down the right field line, where Warner Madrigal had to go a long way to his left to make the play. And Casey Muter retires Ryan Harvey on a fly ball to right to start the third inning. 2-0 Peoria. Sunday, you'll be entertained all afternoon long by the Superstars at Veterans Memorial Stadium. They're zany, unpredictable. They do improvisational comedy, funny skits, the Superstars. They're oversized, inflatable mascots that will have you howling all afternoon long on Sunday, July 3rd. They're one of the great acts in all of professional sports, the Superstars. Sunday, July 3rd at the ballpark. Casey Muter misses low, ball two to Luis Montanez, who now lifts one into deep left, way back at the wall, and it's a home run over the head of the leaping left fielder, Richard Giannotti. Luis Montanez, with his 10th of the year, ties himself for the team lead with Ryan Harvey and makes it 3-0 Peoria here in the third inning. Luis Montanez has the first hit of the game for the Chiefs, who lead it now 3-0. He drove it over the head of Richard Giannotti in left and onto the grass slope seating berm about 350 feet away. his 10th of the year, and Peoria has jumped ahead 3-0. Casey Muter now delivers to Mike Mallory, who walked and scored in the Peoria 2-run second. Ball one is low and outside to the big, strapping, strong right-handed batter, Mike Mallory. Boy, you look at this Peoria club, a swing and a miss by Mallory as he pulled his foot in the bucket and he steps out of the batter's box. You wonder how they only went 35 and 35 in the first half. This team is loaded with talent. I mean loaded. Swing and a miss by Mallory, and Casey Muter is ahead of him 1-2. The home run by Luis Montanez, the first hit of the game by either team, yet Peoria leads it 3-0. One out here in the bottom of the third, and Mallory holds up on a pitch low and away, ball two. Casey Muter, M-U-T-T-E-R, 23-year-old right-hander, making his Kernel debut out of the bullpen in relief of starter Joe Torres. Yeah, those superstars are something, and they'll be at our ballpark this Sunday afternoon, July 3rd. I'll give you that Kernel Cost Cutters box office number here in a moment. Mallory dumps one into shallow center, and on the run, Josh LeBlanc has it. Josh had to break in quickly as that ball was stroked off the end of the bat by the big number 5 hitter Mike Mallory, and that's 2 gone in the Chiefs' third inning. They lead it 3-0. To take in one of the most entertaining and funny acts in all of professional sports, the Superstars, call us 896-7560. 896-7560. Again, that start on Sunday afternoon is at 2 o'clock. Left-handed hitting Sam Fuld takes ball one, a fastball outside. Freddy Sandoval is playing way in on the grass at third for the Kernels. And he's playing a good 15 to 18 feet off the line as ball two is low and outside to Sam Fuld. Fuld flew out to deep left down the line in the first inning. Sam is hitting .249. 1 homer, 15 runs driven in. A bouncer to first. Chris Walston waves off the pitcher Muter and takes the play himself to retire Sam Fuld. And that does it for Peoria in the third inning. A 1-out home run, his 10th of the year, by cleanup batter Luis Montanez. 1 run on the home run, 1 hit. No Kernel errors. Peoria leaves the bases empty. And through 3 innings at O'Brien Field, the Kernels are behind the Chiefs 3-0. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball here in the Zone.
Traveling today can be somewhat hectic, even downright confusing at times. Why not let Tri-State Travel take all that frustration out of your travel plans? Whether you want to experience a cruise, enjoy a weekend getaway in Las Vegas, or just need to make airline, rental car, or hotel reservations, Tri-State Travel's Westdale Mall office can help. Our experienced staff can lower your travel stress level so you can get more enjoyment out of your journey. Stop by Tri-State Travel's Westdale Mall office today and get ready to travel worry-free.
Agatha.
It's Agatha.
Okay. Thanks for coming in. Have a seat.
Whatever.
So, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself and what you'd like to do here at GM?
Okay. First of all, I don't think outside the box. I like it in there. A lot. I won't even go near the edges. And I don't do smiling or service or teamwork. I worked on a team once, and I bit someone. It left a mark.
Right. I'm sorry. Do you even want to work here?
No, but I need a new car, something black, and I want the GM employee discount.
Well, okay. Why don't we just give you the discount then, and we'll call it a day.
Now, for the first time in history, anyone can get the GM employee discount. It's a great price. You pay what we pay, not a cent more. On 2005 cars and trucks from Chevy, Pontiac, Buick, Cadillac, GMC, Saturn, Hummer, and Saab, excluding Corvette. At participating dealers only. The GM employee discount for everyone. Event ends July 5th. Take delivery by 7505. See dealer for details.
And remember, as we told you at the top of the broadcast, you can take advantage of that marvelous offer from General Motors, the General Motors employee discount at Allen Motor Company. Allen's is a long-time loyal supporter of wholesome, affordable family entertainment, Kernel baseball style, and they invite you to visit them this week. They're open late, extended hours for the General Motors employee discount sale you don't pay 1 cent more than a General Motors employee at Allen Motor Company. They're open till 9 o'clock tonight, tomorrow, Wednesday night, and Thursday evening. Alexi Casilla will try to be the first man to reach against Sean Gallagher. He fakes the bunt, and ball one is low. Top of the hour here in Central Illinois, and we want to remind you that you're enjoying Kernel Baseball on ESPN Radio 1600, KCRG, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Alexi Casilla flew out to deep center his first time up, and he pushes a bunt foul behind home plate, strike one to Casilla. Sean Gallagher has now spun 9 no-hit innings at the Kernels. When you piggyback his 6 hitless innings he hurled at us back on April 20th. So needless to say, he's been tough to solve. He and his Chiefs lead it here in the 4th inning, 3-0. A chopper to second. Eric Patterson gloves it and throws out Alexi Casilla. And that is now 10 straight, retired by Sean Gallagher. Yes, he does have no-hit perfect stuff here tonight. He's really pitching well. The longest Gallagher has gone this season, 7 innings. But wouldn't it be something if he could continue this remarkable string? The Kernels do not have a hit off of him now in 10 1/3 innings. Freddy Sandoval may just be the man to ruin the perfect streak by Gallagher. Ball one inside to Freddy, who flew out to deep right his first time up. The Kernels are 12th in the 14-team league in hitting. We're batting .247, 12th in the league. We're only hitting .231 on the road, however. Our road record, 14-21. This is our first road game of the second half. A changeup floats outside, 2-0 to Freddy Sandoval. Freddy, a switch hitter, batting left. And he corks one into left. Back goes Luis Montanez, and on the track, he reaches up and makes a catch. Oh, Freddy Sandoval drilled it hard the other way and deep. Luis Montanez had to race back quickly and reach high over his head and nab that one on the warning track. In fact, his momentum carried him in to the green padded wall. That's how well Freddy Sandoval stroked it. We're getting closer to that first hit and that first base runner. Gallagher has walked none, struck out 2, and he has pitched 3 2/3 perfect innings. 3-0 Peoria. The batter Josh LeBlanc, and he fouls one straight back. One thing about the Kernels is they're going up and swinging at that first pitch because Gallagher keeps getting ahead of them. So why not swing at the first pitch? Beyond the left field wall and foul ground is a 3-story streamlined Caterpillar building. A high lazy fly ball into right for Mike Mallory will end the Kernel 4th inning, and 4 perfect innings for Sean Gallagher, who has retired the first 12 Kernel batters here tonight. Kernels go in order for the 4th straight time and have yet to have a hit in 10 innings this season against 19-year-old Sean Gallagher. A lot of Cub fans in eastern Iowa, and you'll want to remember this name, Sean Gallagher. The Kernels back to the field for the bottom of the 4th inning, trailing Peoria 3-0. And you're listening to Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
Hi, I'm Carl Edwards, driver of the number 99 AAA Ford. Winning races takes teamwork. So does keeping drunk drivers off of the road. If alcohol is part of your next party, designate a non-drinking driver to hold everyone's keys. If you're hosting a party, serve plenty of food. Keep the local cab company's phone number handy or offer to let guests spend the night. Don't let friends and loved ones drive drunk. This is Carl Edwards for AAA, encouraging you to be the best kind of friend, one who looks out for the safety of others.
Pick up man. Freedom Festival presents Mays Island Concert Weekend, July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Joe Diffie headlines Country Concert Night, presented by Toyota Financial Services, Saturday, July 2nd, for only $5. Sunday night, July 3rd, Freedom Rocks on Mays Island with Funk 101. Enjoy fabulous food, a beer tent, and the Action Zone both nights. And don't forget the celebration of freedom on the 4th of July. Visit freedomfestival.com for all events and times.
Saturday morning, it's over easy as Scott Unash dishes up the Hy-Vee Coaches Corner here on the Zone. It's a hearty helping of local sports coverage from the Metro and beyond. All the latest prep news, the way only Scott can serve it up. Cooked up live from this week's featured Cedar Rapids Marion Hy-Vee Kitchen. Get your Saturday breakfast special by tuning in to the Hy-Vee Coaches Corner, live from the Hy-Vee Kitchen at 3600 Highway 151 East in Marion. Only here on The Zone.
Lower third of Peoria's order to face right-hander Casey Muter making his Kernel debut, and Casey fires in a strike to Drew Larson on the inside corner, a fastball. 3-0 Chiefs, only one hit in the game, a one-out home run by Luis Montanez in the third inning. A bouncer to third. Freddy Sandoval has an easy play as he throws low but retires Drew Larson. Big Chris Walston had to go down and reach for that peg on the shoe top area, but it's one out in the Chief fourth inning. The 4th of July will be a bang, literally, at Veterans Memorial Stadium. RFK Trucking is sponsoring the Kernel jerseys. They're patriotic jerseys, and RFK Trucking invites you to place your bids in an auction process. We'll have a silent auction on the concourse, a live auction for one of the patriotic jerseys following the game on the 4th of July. Plus, there'll be several drawings of ticket holders who will walk away winning a patriotic jersey worn by the Kernels. The proceeds will go to benefit the Veterans Memorial on the 4th of July, a 5 o'clock start, RFK Trucking Patriotic Jersey Day. There's even more, let me tell you. It's 3-0 now to Alan Rick, the left-handed hitter who walked with the bases loaded to make it 1-0 Peoria back in the second inning. McDonald's will be giving away baseball bats to the first 1,000 kids 12 and under on the 4th of July. It's a 5 o'clock start this Monday. The gates open at 4, and McDonald's will be presenting wooden baseball bats to the first 1,000 kids 12 and under. Casey Muter fires a strike at the knees to the tall left-handed catcher, Alan Rick, batting with one out, nobody on, here in the Chief fourth inning. They lead it 3-0. Rick takes strike two called, a fastball on the outside corner. Right-hander Nick Green is starting to twirl in the Kernel left field bullpen. It's an overcast evening here in Peoria, and a light breeze continues to blow from right field to left field. Ball 4 is low and outside, and Alan Rick has drawn the 8th walk issued by Kernel pitching so far tonight. The starter, Joe Torres, walked 7 in his inning and 2/3. 1 on, 1 out, and here's Anthony Granato. He also, as the number 9 hitter, drew a bases-loaded walk in the second inning. After the game at 5 o'clock on the 4th of July, it starts at 5. After the game, the Kernels will come out onto the diamond and sign autographs. A curve is inside ball 1 to the right-handed hitter, Anthony Granato. You can come out onto the field, play catch with the Kernels after the 4th of July game and get their autographs, and then settle back into the comfort of your seats for the Freedom Festival fireworks. A comebacker to Muter, and he throws it terribly into center field, and now a throw into second, and the runner gets back. Casey Muter apparently had that ball slip out of his hand. It was an easy double play if he was able to hit the target, Alexi Casilla at second, but Muter threw it, about 15 feet to the left of second base into the dirt. It was just a horrible throw. The poor kid, Casey Muter, must have let it slip out of his hand, and the Kernels, instead of getting an ending double play, are charged with their first error of the game as Anthony Granato slapped one right back to Casey Muter, and he was trying to start an inning-ending 1-6-3 double play, and instead heaved it into center field. Fortunately for the Kernels, Josh LeBlanc was backing up the base at second, and Alan Rick held. Now we should be out of the inning. Instead, Eric Patterson at the plate. He's walked twice so far tonight. Strike 1 at the knees from the Kernel right-hander. I imagine that Casey had that ball slip out of his hand. His throw was so far offline, you'd almost have to try to throw it where he did. So I think it slipped. A fastball is over but low, and it's 1-1 to the league's leading hitter. .358 batsman Eric Patterson. Peoria trying to add to their 3-0 lead with runners at first and second, one away in the bottom of the fourth inning. Eric Patterson takes outside for ball 2. This is such a big ballpark in terms of seating capacity that even when they have several thousand here, it sometimes looks like they don't have that many. Ball 3 from the Colonel right-hander is low and outside. A one-out walk and then a ball hit back to the hill that should have been a double play to end the inning, but the Colonel right-hander threw it away into center field for an error. Now Eric Patterson swings on a 3-1 delivery and fouls it away to the left side. Nick Green continues to warm up in the Colonel left field bullpen. Peoria's trying to take the lead in this series. It's a 7-game series tied at 2 games apiece. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss on a delivery down and in. Eric Patterson fans for the second out of the inning. Big strikeout by Casey Muter, and now he'll face Aaron Sisk with 2 on and 2 out. Sisk is wrapped into a double play and flown out to center. In fact, it was this batter, Aaron Sisk, that Casey Muter came on out of the Colonel bullpen to get on the fly ball to center to get the Colonels out of a bases-loaded 2-out jam created by the starter, Joe Torres, after his 6 walks in that second inning. Sisk looks at a curve for a strike called. 3-0 in favor of Peoria as they bat here in their home half of the fourth inning. A high fly ball into deep center for Josh LeBlanc. He's in front of the warning track, and he makes the catch to end the inning. Aaron Sisk hit it to the deepest part of the park, 380 feet away, and Josh LeBlanc caught it. No runs for Peoria, no hits, a walk, 1 Colonel error, and the Chiefs leave a pair. They've now stranded 5. We're still right in this contest as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Peoria leads the Colonels 3-0. This is Colonel Baseball in the Zone.
June is Perennial Gardening Month. Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center are your perennial plant experts. Peck's offers a great selection and a great variety of quality perennials, ready for you to plant in your own garden. Buy 2 of Peck's hardy perennial plants and get 1 free of equal or lesser value. Choose from favorites including daylilies, coneflowers, daisies, and so many more. Peck's annual flower plants are on sale too. Choose geraniums, wave petunias, and other long-blooming favorites. Buy 2, get 1 free of equal or lesser value. Peck's reminds you to stop in for their weekly fresh flower feature, 1 dozen short stem roses, $9.95 a dozen, cash and carry. Peck's Flower Shop, Garden Center, Nursery, and Landscaping at the corner of Blair's Ferry and Edgewood Road, Northeast. Growing with Eastern Iowa since 1956.
Who's that cool cooking man? King of the grill, who's your patio? Your patio. Char-broiled sausage flipping man with the buns. Who's your patio? Your patio. He only cooks when it's #1 for taste and fun.
Econo Foods is the place to save on Clement's fine products this week. Shop Econo Foods for hot pricing on Clement's.
After 4 innings, only 1 hit in this game. Peoria leads at 3-0. They took advantage of 6 walks issued by Colonel starter Joe Torres in the second and scored 2 runs. Then the only hit of the game came in the 3rd inning. The Chiefs' Luis Montanez launched his 10th home run of the year off of Colonel reliever Casey Muter, who has pitched well in relief of the Colonel starter. Meanwhile, Sean Gallagher has pitched a perfect game through 4 innings. He's retired the first 12 Colonels he's faced, and he's ready to go. So is Drew Toussaint leading off the Colonel 5th inning. Drew popped out to second, leading off the 2nd inning. Ball 1 is low, a fastball. Toussaint, a .279 average with 9 home runs, 33 RBIs. Right-handed batter with a straightaway stance. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. Toussaint, Giannotti, and Sutton, 4, 5, and 6 in the Colonel batting order. Now Gallagher goes to the rosin bag for a moment. Stands back out on top. He's not an impressive physical fella, although he's strong. He's 6'1", 190. His curve is slapped to third. Long throw by Aaron Sisk in time to get Drew Toussaint. 1 out here in the Colonel fifth, and 13 in a row for Sean Gallagher. His numbers bear repeating. This is his 15th start of the season. He's 7-2. In 81 innings pitched, he's allowed 52 hits. Only 52 hits allowed in 81 innings. He has struck out 82 batters in 81 innings, walked a grand total of 26. And his ERA is the lowest in the league at 1.56. Richard Giannotti, who loves to bunt his way on, may try so here. A belt-high fastball is strike one called to Richard. Giannotti is hitting .255, 3 homers, 15 runs driven in. Kernels looking for their first base runner of this game in the 5th inning. Ball 1 misses outside a fastball. We'll have our Colonel Road Show Trivia Challenge question for you when the Chiefs bat in their half of the 5th inning, so log on to our website now at www.kernels.com. Giannotti takes low for ball 2. Your chance to earn a prize from the Bim Ritter Diamond Shop comes your way in the next half inning, our Colonel Road Show Trivia Challenge. Richard takes low, ball 3, the first 3-ball count of the evening issued or run by Sean Gallagher. That's cause for hope in this 3-0 game in favor of Peoria. The Colonels have their first 3-ball count of the night. Will Richard Giannotti become the first Colonel base runner? Swing and a miss, strike 2 on a changeup. Our Radio Shack thermometer here in the booth says 86 degrees. The temperature gauge on the scoreboard high above the picnic plaza and right says 90 degrees. Giannotti fouls the 3-2 pitch straight back off the base of the screen. Colonels in their gray road uniforms with red numbers trimmed in white. Cedar Rapids inscripted in block letters arched across the front of the chest in red, trimmed in white. Richard Giannotti with a wide stance from the left side corks the next 3-2 pitch foul into the Chief first base dugout. The flags here are deep in left center field. The American flag, huge as it unfurls slightly from a light breeze now blowing right to left. Another payoff pitch and a deep drive to right, way back at the wall, and it is off the wall. Richard Giannotti has the first Colonel hit of the game, and he cruises into second with a booming stand-up double. Richard Giannotti on a payoff pitch clubbed it high and deep to right over the head of Mike Mallory for his 11th double of the year. Richard Giannotti has the first Colonel hit of the game, and he snaps the streak of 13 in a row retired by Sean Gallagher. Oh, Richard Giannotti sent a charge into that one, and he's the first Colonel base runner. More importantly, he's in scoring position for Nate Sutton here in the top of the 5th inning, 3-0 Peoria. Richard Giannotti with the first Colonel hit of the night. I mean, he really tagged it over the head of Mike Mallory. It went halfway up the 16-foot high wall in right field. Nate Sutton, first pitch swinging, tapped out to the mound in the 2nd inning. Ball 1 is high and away to Nate. Left-handed batter with a .239 average. Sutton played in the second game of the doubleheader yesterday, a Peoria win. He reached on an error and scored in the 5th inning to cut Peoria's lead to 5-4. Ball 2 is outside to Nate Sutton. Nate hit .328 last season with the Pioneer champion Provo Angels. A visit to the Hill by the catcher, Alan Rick, and that'll give us a chance to thank Physicians Clinic of Iowa, the exclusive healthcare partner and provider for the Kernels. Physicians Clinic of Iowa has 50 board-certified physicians who provide quality health care in 11 specialties. They're close to home. Physicians Clinic of Iowa. Strike one in his knees to Nate Sutton. Sutton is a left-handed hitter, wears his Red Sox up high, and he's trying to drive in the first Kernel run of this game after Richard Giannotti socked a double over the head of Mike Mallory in right for the first Kernel hit of the game. Gallagher checks, the runner goes, a throw to third, and Giannotti is out trying to steal third. Richard Giannotti tried to take off for third, and he is gone by about 10 feet. He was thrown out by the pitcher, Sean Gallagher, the caught stealing Wentz. 1-5, and that one's a little hard to figure. Hard to figure after you work so hard to get your first base runner and first hit. You don't even make the catcher throw you out. You try to tiptoe over to third and catch the pitcher napping. Now Nate Sutton skies one foul off to the left and out of play. Nate's even on the count 2-2. So Richard Giannotti thrown out trying to steal before the pitch headed home. Richard started running towards third base. Sean Gallagher threw to third to Aaron Fisk, and Richard was out by a good 10 to 12 feet. He slid in feet first, but he was gone by a mile. The 2-2 to Nate Sutton. Low, ball 3. Physicians Clinic of Iowa sponsors our injury report, and T.J. Stanton is still sidelined with a strained oblique muscle. Francisco Cordova not on the DL, but Francisco is still unavailable. He, too, has a sore muscle. A drive into left by Sutton sends the left fielder Montanez back, and Luis has it. Well, I'll say this for the Kernels. They've hit, at least 5 or 6 balls very well tonight. Very hard and very well. Sutton lines out to deep left to end the Kernel 5th inning. No runs for the Kernels, but their first hit of the night, a one-out double by Richard Giannotti, who was then thrown out by the pitcher trying to steal third. There were no Peoria errors. The Kernels leave the bases empty. Log on now to our website at www.kernels.com, Kernels, because coming up in the home half of the 5th, your chance to earn a prize from the Bim Ritter Diamond Shop, our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge. Through 4.5, it's Peoria 3, the Kernels nothing, and you're tuned to Kernel Baseball here in the Zone.
A triple play, a rarity on the diamond, but produced successfully every day at South Slope Communications in North Liberty. The South Slope Communications triple play consists of voice, video, and data communications for your home or business. Achieve your communications triple play with South Slope Communications. South Slope is committed to providing the latest communications technology to their members while continuing to give service second to none. South Slope can provide your home or business with just about everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and coming soon to all local servicing areas, digital video TV service. South Slope also rents out a beautiful community center event room in their magnificent new building in North Liberty. When you need anything in the communications field, select South Slope Communications. Visit them at southslope.com.
When we met, it's forget, we would never forget the Ojanos. Now it's where mi amore and I dine in. We carry out the lunch and the dinner all the time for lasagna, ravioli, mandacati, cannelloni, tortellini, or try their delicious salads and sub sandwiches too. The Ojanos is the hometown taste of Italy. For your next meal with friends and a family, remember the Ojanos with 5 convenient locations for the pasta that makes you sing.
Before we get to our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge question, we have a Kernel pitching change. Casey Muter went 2 1/3 innings in his Kernel debut, and he gave up 1 run on 1 hit. Casey Muter struck out 1, and he walked 1. Casey Muter pitched well, and he gives it over to Nick Green, Kernel right-hander. Nick Green has come on to pitch the bottom of the 5th inning. Green is a tall right-hander out of Georgia. Nick is 0-2 this season. a 4.30 ERA, and he's on in relief for the 10th time. Nick has 2 saves to his credit. Nick Green will face the heart of the Peoria order, starting with Ryan Harvey, who cuts on the first pitch and misses, strike 1. Nick Green is now on the hill for the Kernels. Slender, tall right-hander. 0-2 record. Nick has pitched 29 in the 3rd innings and given up 35 hits. A hard hit smash to second. Nate Sutton glides to his right and scoops and throws in time. Well, that ball was hit hard by Ryan Harvey, but Nate Sutton fielded it and threw out the batter for the first out of the inning. Nick Green last worked in the series opener, a Kernel 9-2 win Thursday night at home against these Chiefs. Pitched an inning and a third, allowed no runs, 1 hit, struck out none, walked none. 1 gone on the ground out by Ryan Harvey. The only hit for Peoria is owned by this man, Luis Montanez, who homered off of Casey Muter, the only run that Casey allowed. Strike 1 from Nick Green. Boy, the Kernels have played well here tonight. Besides the wildness of starter Joe Torres, 7 walks in an inning and 2/3 and 2 runs. Even though the Kernels trail 3-0, they've hit the ball very well against 7-game winner Sean Gallagher. Green's curve is low and away, ball 2 to Luis Montanez. Log on to our website now. We invite you to do that at www.kernels.com. If you've been a winner in our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge, or if you've won a Springhouse Trivia question during our home broadcast, please play along wherever you're tuned in and logging onto your computer, but please do not email us. Strike 3, swinging, and strikeout of Luis Montanez is the second out in the Peoria 5th inning. Nick Green just reared back and blew it by Luis Montanez. Second out recorded by the Kernel reliever, Nick Green. After you log on to our website, click on to the link that says Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge. It's right on the home page. Click on to the link that says Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge, and then email us your name. Mike Mallory belts one high and deep, way out of here, a home run onto the grass across the street. It was only a question of fair or foul, and again, Mike Mallory, we asked, what is he doing playing at this level? He played a full season of AA last year, and he, well, I don't want to say belted or socked, he sent one into another galaxy. He hit one onto the grass across the street, the grass berm picked up by a youngster at the base of the Caterpillar building. My goodness, I can't believe he hit the ball that far. And it's 4-0 Peoria. Second hit for the Chiefs, Mike Mallory's 3rd home run. That ball was probably hit 480 feet. Now a strike is in to Sam Fuld, and the Chief lead is 4-0. You've clicked on the link that says Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge, and you've emailed us your name, address, and phone number. Now email us the answer to this Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge question. Ball 1 is outside to Sam Fuld. A high pop foul way down the left field line for strike 2. Which member of the 3,000 hit club struck out the most? And I'm going to give you a hint. It was one of the 2 St. Louis Cardinals in the 3,000 hit club. Which member of the 3,000 hit club struck out the most? There are 2 Cardinals in that exclusive 3,000 hit club. It was one of them. A changeup drifts outside to the left-handed batter Sam Fuld, who's 0 for 2. Ball 2. Nick Green has given up a 2-out tape measure home run to Mallory. Now Sam Fuld drives one into right. That falls in front of Madrigal for a 2-out single. Sam Fuld has his first hit of the evening, 3rd hit of the game for the Chiefs, and Sam Fuld holds it first on a base hit dumped into right. He pulled it in front of Warner Madrigal, who was playing far too deep, in my opinion. 1 on, 2 out for Drew Larson. Drew is 0 for 1. He walked in the 2nd inning, but was picked off 3rd by Tommy Duenas, and then he bounced out to Sandoval at 3rd, leading off the 4th. Drew Larson, right-handed batter for the Chiefs. A fastball for a strike from Nick Green. The Chief runs, 2 of them have come with bases-loaded walks, the other 2 on solo home runs by Luis Montanez and Mike Mallory, who belted one across the street down the left field line. Green misses low to the right-handed batter Larson, ball 1. Our Colonel Roadshow Trivia Challenge question, your chance to earn a prize from the Bim Ritter Diamond Shop. Which member of the 3,000 hit club struck out the most? A drive into right center field will score a run. It's an extra base hit for Drew Larson. Sam Fuld is rounding third as Madrigal just does get to it on the warning track. And it's an RBI triple for Drew Larson. Larson's third triple of the year makes it a 2-run 5th inning for the rampaging Chiefs, who now have pulled away into a 5-0 lead here in the 5th inning. 5-0 Peoria, as Drew Larson lashed a triple in between Madrigal in right and LeBlanc in center, scoring Sam Fuld all the way from first base. So since the strikeout of Luis Montanez, the Chiefs have a home run, a single, and an RBI triple. Nick Green having trouble getting that final third out here in the 5th inning. He's given up a pair of runs on 3 hits. Alan Rick now at the plate with a runner at third and 2 out. Nick Green's fastball is high and away for ball 1. Which member of the 3,000 hit club struck out the most? It was one of the 2 Cardinals that are in the 3,000 hit club. So that'll give you a pretty good shot at winning the prize from the Bim Ritter Diamond Shop. Ball 2 is low to Alan Rick, the number 8 hitter. 5-0 Chiefs now in the 5th inning. Swing and a miss by Alan Rick on a good change-up belt high from Nick Green. Green's working from the stretch with Drew Larson leading away at third and 2 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Strike 2 called on the outside corner to Rick. Allen's batting 176 on the season. Stands straight up at the plate and fouls the next one into the screen. It's still 2-2 with 2 out. Runner at third. Bottom of the 5th inning. Kernels down 5-0. Drew Larson Alan Rick played last year for the Lansing Lugnuts in this league and hit .256. Strike 3 called. A change-up from Nick Green, who struck out a pair but gave up 2 runs on 3 hits with 2 out in the 5th inning. There were no Colonel errors, and the Chiefs leave a runner. They've now left half a dozen in 5 innings. We go to the top of the 6th inning, and before we take the break, let's give you the Colonel Roadshow Trivia Challenge question one more time. You've logged onto our website at www.kernels.com, clicked on the link that says Colonel Roadshow Trivia Challenge, emailed us your name, address, and phone number, and the answer to this trivia question, the Colonel Roadshow Trivia Challenge. Which member of the 3,000 hit club struck out the most? And it was one of the 2 St. Louis Cardinals that are in that exclusive 3,000 hit club. Email us your answer for your chance to win a prize from the Bim Ritter Diamond Shop. After 5 in Peoria, Chiefs 5, Kernels nothing, and you're tuned to Colonel Baseball in the Zone.
When we were children, we were taught to save for a rainy day, but what if it rains harder than you expected? Tanya Sedlock, your professional Pekin insurance agent at Weidenhammer Andrews Agency, understands about the storms that life can bring. Whether you need auto, home, business, life, or health insurance, Tanya will review the coverages you need for your life and the lives of the ones you care about most. Help the sun shine on your life with a visit to your hometown Pekin insurance professional, Tanya Sedlock, at Weidenhammer Andrews Agency.
Do you know your credit score? You should, because staying on top of your credit could help save you thousands of dollars. You can now get your credit score and credit report at freecreditreport.com.
I go online and in seconds I get my credit report and credit score free. I can even print it right off my computer.
Staying on top of my credit helped me save a lot of money.
Get your free credit report and score when you sign up for a 30-day credit monitoring trial at freecreditreport.com. That's freecreditreport.com.
Mama, Bart bit me. Can we sing the itchy song?
Okay. I'll get the new Lanacane first aid spray.
Now we spray on Lanacane. Spray with itch and germs and pain.
New fast-acting Lanacane First Aid Spray with maximum strength itch medicine and antibacterial. Cools instantly, dries fast.
Thanks, Mom.
And for soothing, creamy relief, stop the itch, save your skin with maximum strength Lanacane cream. Use as directed.
The challenge even stiffer now for the Kernels against one of the best pitchers in the league, Sean Gallagher. The Chiefs lead at 5-0 through 5, and a swing and a miss by Warner Madrigal to start the Kernels' 6th inning. Delightful night for baseball here in Peoria. We're glad you're with us, enjoying the action. There's an Uncle Charlie that drops in for strike 2 as Warner falls behind 0-2. Madrigal flew out to shallow right center in his first at bat, leading off the 3rd inning. Gallagher's faced the minimum. Here's a bouncer to short. First chance for Anthony Granato, who charges and unloads just in time to get Warner Madrigal. Warner hustled down that first base line and made it close, but he's gone on a chopper to short. The Kernels have one base runner on one hit through 5 1/3 innings. Richard Giannotti belting a double off the right field wall with one out in the 5th, but then inexplicably he tried to steal 3rd without the pitcher even throwing home, and Sean Gallagher saw him out of the corner of his eye and simply pivoted and threw to 3rd, and Richard was out. Tommy Duenas bashes the first pitch he sees to the Colonel skipper coaching at 3rd, Bobby Magallanes. Peoria's pitching staff is ranked 10th in the 14-team Midwest League. Their ERA as a team is 4.23. This fella Gallagher's is at 1.56, the best in the league. Duenas lifts the next pitch foul onto the top of the suite roofs to our right. There are 24 luxury suites here at O'Brien Field. This ballpark reminds me a lot of Oldsmobile Park in Lansing. It's a downtown setting, a dramatic view of the skyline of Peoria beyond the center field wall. Swing and a miss by Tommy as he waves at a breaking pitch, and that's the second time Gallagher has gotten the Colonel catcher on strikes, his 3rd strikeout of the game. Those palm trees on the grass slope seating berm above the left field wall have come in nicely. I wasn't sure if this would be the right climate for palm trees, but apparently they got an expert on what they need to thrive and grow and stay healthy in central Illinois. You see them all over the Southwest, of course, and in California. A curve is high to Chris Walston, and Chris lays off the fastball from Gallagher. It's upstairs. Ball 2. Chris Walston batting with 2 away, nobody on in the 6th inning. Kernels trail 5-0. Sean's 2-0. Low, ball 3. Sean Gallagher does remind me of former Colonel phenom Kevin Jepson. Kevin's been racked with some bad injuries the last year or 2, but Kevin Jepson was a very good pitcher for the Kernels at age 18 and 19 before arm injuries have slowed his progress down a little bit. Chris Walston takes ball 3. It's 3-1. Chris, the number 9 hitter, is having a very good at bat with 2 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Gallagher delivers. Ball 4, low and away. Chris Walston, the number 9 hitter with a 179 average, has built a 2-out walk from Sean Gallagher here in the 6th inning. Alexi Casilla bats with the Chiefs on top, 5-0. Tuesday, July 5th, a 7 o'clock start. The Kernels taking on the San Diego Padre farmhands, the Fort Wayne Wizards. And it'll be a big night at the ballpark. We'll be welcoming all the great folks from PMX Industries. PMX makes coins. They have one of the big government contracts before the coins go to the mint. Here's a pitch down and in that almost hit Casilla. It's a wild pitch, and Alan Rick has to come back to the base of the screen to retrieve it, and Chris Walston is at second base, advancing on the wild pitch by Sean Gallagher. Yeah, they make coins at PMX Industries. And then those coins are sent out to the various mints. I'm sure we have some numismatic experts in the audience. That is, people that know a lot about coin collecting and coin history. But it used to be that coins were minted in Denver. I know they still are. They used to mint coins in San Francisco, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., I think. I'm not sure about that. I know for sure that one of the big U.S. mints is in Denver because I've visited. They've had to really scale down the tour of the mint because of the terrorist attack of September 11th, 2001. But you can still go to the mint in Denver. Wouldn't it be neat to work at a mint or the U.S. Treasury? You could just carry out all the money you wanted after work every day. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I used to think that as a little kid. A curve, and Alexi takes it high. The catcher was crossed up, and Alan Rick trots out to the mound to meet with Sean Gallagher. 5-0 Chiefs, and the Colonel leadoff batter, Alexi Casilla, 0-2 tonight. Steps out all the way to the edge of the dirt batting circle, does a couple of deep knee bends. Alexi's ahead on the count, 2-1. I once knew a kid, though, that worked at a ice cream shop, and that kid did get to eat all the ice cream he wanted. In fact, he got sick of it. Alexi Casilla pops it in the air to shallow left. Luis Montanez circles in underneath it and gloves it for the final out of the 6th inning. Alexi is 0 for 3 as he skies to left, and no runs for the Kernels in the 6th inning. No hits, a walk, a wild pitch. There were no chief errors, and the Kernels strand their first runner of the evening. Through 5.5 at O'Brien Field, all Peoria so far. They lead it 5-0. You're listening to Colonel Baseball in the Zone.
I am the port in the storm.
I am the line in the sand.
I am the rescuer in the dark. I am the enforcer of the seas.
I am the defender of the homeland.
In the United States Coast Guard and Coast Guard Reserve, you are the first line of defense against threats to our American way of life. To become one of us, call 1-877-NOW-USCG or visit GoCoastGuard.com.
We are the shield of freedom. We are the United States Coast Guard.
Sponsored by the U.S. Coast Guard in cooperation with the Iowa Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, I'm Carl Edwards, driver of the number 99 AAA Ford. On the track, when I need a little help, my pit crew is my support. It takes my whole crew to keep my car running through the finish. But on the road, it's simpler. I keep up with regular maintenance and seasonal car care for a safe drive. Keep your tires in good shape. Change your oil as recommended. Check your owner's guide or AAA.com for more helpful car care tips. I depend on my crew to keep me on the road, just as many drivers depend on AAA for roadside assistance. This is Carl Edwards for AAA.
All across eastern Iowa, more and more people hear this sound at the scene of breaking news. Newscopter 9, bringing you the news anywhere, anytime. Newscopter 9 has the speed and mobility to be on the scene of breaking news in minutes, bringing you live reports with its exclusive bird's-eye view of the story as it unfolds. Newscopter 9, taking news coverage to new heights, only from your 24-hour news source, KCRG TV 9.
Peoria will send their number 9 hitter Anthony Granato to the plate. He drew a bases-loaded walk back in the second against long-departed starter Joe Torres. Drove in his 9th run of the year with that bases-loaded walk, and then he reached on an error by Casey Muter, who pitched well in his Colonel debut. Granato faces Nick Green for the first time, and Nick pours in a strike on the outside edge, strike one. It is a delightful evening here now in Central Illinois. Everything great except the score. The Colonels down 5-0. A breaking pitch inside corner, strike two to Granato. Anthony's batting .238. 2 homers, 9 RBIs for Anthony Granato. The shortstop. Green's 0-2. Misses outside a fastball. Anthony Granato's from Toronto, Canada. He's 24 years old. Green rocks and brings the 1-2 home, and it's fouled into the backstop. I've been to Toronto. I finished up a Via line, the national train service in Canada. I went 3 falls ago from Vancouver to Toronto, and Toronto is some city, I'll tell you. It's a world-class city. Strike 3 called. A curve on the outside corner, and Nick Green has his third strikeout in his second inning of work. The Chiefs only have 4 hits in this game. 2 of them home runs, one by Montanez, one by Mike Mallory, both solo shots. The Kernels have only 1 hit and a walk, so the Kernels have just 2 base runners in 6 innings against Sean Gallagher. Eric Patterson takes a home run cut and missed the first pitch from Nick Green, a fastball. Eric has walked twice and struck out. Patterson with a league-leading average of .358. Swing and a miss on a high fastball, strike 2. I got to see Sky Dome in Toronto, and boy, is Doug Flutie still a legendary hero up there. I saw that Flutie was at Tim Dwight's football camp this past weekend, and Doug Flutie was a star quarterback for the Toronto football team up in the Canadian Football League. Got to go up the CN Tower, Canadian Broadcasting Network Tower, one of the highest structures in the world. One thing about Toronto, though, because it sits on the shores of one of the Great Lakes, it can be awfully miserable, gray, and cold in the wintertime. A high fly ball lofted into shallow right. Madrigal on the run makes the catch. Warner Madrigal had to sprint hard in from right field into shallow right, and he made a terrific running catch on a high lofted drive into shallow right by Eric Patterson. Warner Madrigal was sprinting all out as he made that catch in shallow right for the second out of the Peoria 6th inning. Chiefs 5, Kernels nothing. You know, I get the feeling that doubleheader took a lot out of both teams yesterday. It was rather sweltering, high humidity, and both teams look just a little bit fatigued tonight. It's not that they're not hustling and trying their best. They both are. Both of these teams are playing their hearts out, but they just seem a little bit like they're dragging after that 14 innings in the sweltering heat yesterday before over 2,800 at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Ooh, Tommy Duenas, I think, was crossed up as that pitch hit him in the left forearm. Ball 1 to Aaron Sisk. I think Nick Green got the curveball signal and heaved in a fastball, and Duenas got drilled in the left shoulder or left forearm. I cannot believe that Tommy Duenas got hit that hard by a pitch. And now he goes out and puts his arm around Nick Green, and instead of taking it out on Nick Green and saying, hey, fella, you got the signals crossed up. You just almost, well, you probably put a big welt in my left arm. Tommy's not that kind of guy. He went out and said to Nick Green, okay, now, we got crossed up. What can we do to correct it? Two away. Nobody on base for the Chiefs. They lead at 5-0 in their half of the 6th inning. The Colonel right-handers 1-1 to Sisk. A high drive to left. Way back on the warning track. Giannotti looks up. It's a home run. Seventh home run in only 34 games for Aaron Sisk. You wonder how that guy, well, you credit the Cubs scouting for signing him out of the Independent League, the Central League, Edinburgh in Texas. This guy can hit. He adds to his .341 average with the third home run, all solo shots by the Chiefs. Aaron Sisk with 2 out belts a home run to make it 6-0 Peoria. Aaron Sisk with the home run, and that is his 7th hit of the series. He's murdered Colonel pitching, and he played Independent League Baseball last year. A chopper to third. Freddy Sandoval makes a good play to go down and get it at his shoe tops, and the throw in time to retire Ryan Harvey, who's 0 for 4. Freddy Sandoval throws out Harvey on a chopper to shallow third. A 2-out home run, the third home run of the game for the Chiefs by Aaron Sisk, gives the Peoria Ball Club a 6-0 lead. We're going to have our first look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard for you when the Kernels bat in the 7th as we head there. Peoria 6, the Kernels nothing. This is Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
The Cedar Rapids Kernels want to give your child a chance to hit a home run. By picking up a free reading scorecard at the Kernel Stadium gift shop, kids can keep track of their minutes and earn great rewards. Along with Toyota Financial Services and the Gazette, the Kernels encourage you to open the world to your children by reading with them. If your kids hit a home run this summer by reading 1,000 minutes, the Kernels will recognize their accomplishments on the field at Reader Recognition Day in August.
This is The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Let me tell you what was Army, Navy, not relevant. What is today? Conference Championship Game. What was men's tennis? What is women's tennis? What was your son was a good little league? What is your daughter is now more athletic than your son at 6 years old and on? What was quirky? Wide World of Sports. What is quirky? The X Games. What was Network Game of the Week? What is DirecTV Sunday Ticket? What was heavyweight boxing. What is smaller guys? He used to keep score at games. That was what was. Guess what? What is outfield restaurants and interactive ballpark games? I'm not saying you can't love what was, but understand what is, because often what is now is the same as what was guy thought was innovative and cool 30 years ago. But now, suddenly, he's above it and thinks it's stupid and irrelevant.
Don't be left out of the herd. Only on ESPN Radio.
Freddy Sandoval will lead off against Sean Gallagher. Freddy is flown to right and flown to deep left. It'll be Sandoval, LeBlanc, Toussaint here in the top of the 7th. 6-0 Chiefs. They scored 2 in the second on 6 walks issued by the Kernel starter Joe Torres. Added a run on a Luis Montanez homer in the 3rd, their first hit of the game. Strike 1 to Sandoval, and who fouls the next pitch back, and he's in the hole 0-2. And then the Chiefs struck for 2 with 2 out off reliever Casey Muter, reliever Nick Green in the 5th inning, and got their 3rd home run of the evening from Aaron Sisk in the bottom of the 6th inning. Sandoval laces it foul into the third base green seats beyond the Kernel third base dugout. Freddy walks out of the box. He's using a white ash bat, a pair of white batting gloves, and he wears his Red Sox up high. Freddy played here for the Eastern Division All-Stars last Tuesday night in the Midsummer Classic. A wicked hook, a curveball drops in for strike 3, and Freddy Sandoval was frozen on that Sean Gallagher curve. 4 strikeouts now for Gallagher, who has walked 1 and given up 1 hit. The only hit the Kernels have through 6 in the 3rd, a 1-out double by Richard Giannotti in the 5th inning. Josh LeBlanc is grounded to second and flown out to right. Josh hitting .273 in 12 games. No homers, 1 RBI for LeBlanc. Playing in just his 3rd game since breaking his hamate bone back on April 18th. A changeup drifts inside to the left-handed batter, LeBlanc. Now Josh bounces 1 to second for Eric Patterson to throw to first in time. Josh LeBlanc hit it solidly on 2 hops to second for the 2nd out of the Kernel 7th inning. Here's another great date to keep in mind on our upcoming 8-game homestand, which starts this Thursday. July 6th, a Wednesday, a 7 o'clock game against Fort Wayne, a Bucka Cup Wednesday, July 6th. That means you can enjoy one of your favorite beverages, bottled water, soda pop, or a 12-ounce beer for just $1 on Wednesday, July 6th, the Bucka Cup Wednesday. This inning's going so quickly, I'm not sure if we'll get to the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Strike 1 to Drew Toussaint. 6-0 Chiefs. Bases empty, 2 away for the Kernels. Gallagher's 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. The State Farm Insurance Major League scoreboard brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Lanny Peterson, Dale Thompson, Gary Schubat, and Al Shetler. The game furthest along is in the National League on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. It's at Dolphin Stadium. Toussaint went around on a high fastball, but they said he held up for ball 1. Down in Miami, the Braves are scalping the Marlins 7-2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. In the American League on the State Farm Major League scoreboard, the Yankees and Orioles at Camden Yards are tied at 4 in the top of the 8th inning. Top of the 8th inning at Fenway, the Indians are blasting the Red Sox 7-0. A curve just missed outside, ball 1 to Drew Toussaint. Our first place American League Western Division leading first place Angels are thumping Texas at the ballpark in Arlington. Top of the 7th, 10-3 Angels over the Rangers. Drew Toussaint plugs one down the left field line, fair, cut off by Luis Montanez. Toussaint will make a big turn at first and hold on with the second Kernel hit of the game. Drew Toussaint on a 1-2 pitch loops it down the left field line, stroking it off the end of the wand, and it drops down the left field line for a 2-out base hit for Drew Toussaint, the second Kernel hit of the game. That will give us time to complete our look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Again, our parent club, the Los Angeles Angels, are bashing Texas at the ballpark in Arlington 10-3 in the top of the 7th. Richard Giannotti doubled for the first Kernel hit of the game his last time up. Broke a string of 13 in a row, retired by the right-hander Gallagher. Ball 1 up and away to Richard. Bottom of the 6th at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, the Devil Rays 3, Toronto 2. No score, the Royals and Twins at the Metrodome. They're in the bottom of the 4th inning. A strike from Gallagher on the outside edge to Giannotti. The Rockies will host the Astros later on this evening, and the Padres take on the reeling Dodgers at Chavez Ravine. That's our look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. 1-1 the count to Richard Giannotti, top of the 7th. O'Brien Field, 6-0 Chiefs. A dandy Yellowhammer is a strike to Richard. He's in the hole 1-2. Peoria has a right-hander up in their bullpen, and that right-hander is Mike Jones, a newcomer. Mike Jones, who just joined the Peoria Ball Club this morning, is warming up in the Chief right field bullpen. Sean Gallagher is yet to go 8 innings this season. He's worked into the 7th tonight, and he has been in total command, giving up 2 hits, 1 walk, striking out 4, and giving up no runs in 6 2/3. Fastball high and outside evens the count to the G-man, Richard Giannotti, 2-2. Richard is a switch hitter out of the University of Miami. He's batting left-handed. Toussaint leads away at first. He's being held by Drew Larson. Breaking ball high, and it's a full count now to Richard Giannotti. That'll mean that Drew Toussaint will be running on this payoff pitch. Giannotti for the Provo Angels last year hit .248 in helping them win the Pioneer League title. 3 homers, 22 RBIs. Richard was taken by the Angels in the 38th round of last year's draft. The catcher, Alan Rick, heads out to the mound to have a word with Sean Gallagher, the 19-year-old phenom with the best ERA in the league, 1.56. Now the first baseman Larson plays behind Drew Toussaint. Drew will be running. Now the right-hander steps off. It looks like Sean Gallagher is wearing down just a little bit here in the 7th inning. He's huffing and puffing a little bit. There goes Toussaint. And a changeup, a swing and a miss by Richard Giannotti. Richard had the string pulled on him. Gutsy pitch by the 19-year-old to get Richard swinging for his 5th strikeout of the evening. Well, let's hope we've seen the last of Sean Gallagher. If we have, in his 2 starts against the Kernels this year, 13 innings pitched, no runs on 2 hits. That's some line, huh? No runs in the 7th for the Kernels. 1 hit, our 2nd of the game. There were no chief errors. Colonel Strand, a runner, our 2nd left of the proceedings. 7th inning stretch at O'Brien Field, where the Chiefs are battering the Kernels 6-0. This is Kernel Baseball in the zone.
Mom! Dad! I got in! Oh, that's wonderful, honey.
Oh, my little girl's going to my alma mater.
No, Dad. Harvard!
Harvard.
Dad?
Got unexpected tuition payments? Call your guarantee banker.
Dad, Bill just hit a home run right through the neighbor's window.
The Murphy's window?
No, the Wilsons.
Oh, the big window. Need a loan? Talk to your guarantee banker for a loan that's right for your kind of life.
Dad, there was this red light thingy in your car that said to check the engine. So I did, and it was still there. But, then it started making these gross noises and stuff. And then some really cute guy who stopped to help me said that the engine was, frozen. Yeah, that's possible in the summer.
Need a car loan? Talk to your guarantee banker for a loan that's right for your kind of life.
Guarantee Bank for your kind of life.
Member FDIC.
We've been telling you for some time that Greg's Lawn Service is a cut above the rest when it comes to caring for your lawn. However, Greg's experienced staff does so much more than lawn care. They offer complete landscape design and installation, concrete curb edging, grading, sodding, and hydro seeding. Yes, Greg's is a complete lawn care service, and they welcome the opportunity to show you why they are a cut above the rest. Give Greg's a call for more details about their wide range of services.
Luis Montanez will be the first up for the Chiefs. He walked and scored in their 2-run second and belted a home run, his 10th of the year, to tie him for the team lead with Ryan Harvey, who bats ahead of him in the order, and Nick Green's first pitch is over but low, ball one. Just past 9 o'clock. Here in the Midwest, a strike in on a changeup to the right-handed batter. Want to remind you that you're enjoying Kernel Baseball on ESPN Radio 1600, KCRG, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. A fastball with some hop on it is whizzed by Montanez. He swung and missed, strike two. 6-0 Chiefs. They bat in the bottom of the 7th inning. Fastball, and that one's high from Nick Green. It evens the count 2-2 to Montanez. Luis with 9 homers, 10 homers now, and 43 runs driven in. A curve, and it's laced into right center. LeBlanc on the run, dives and makes a sensational catch. Listen to the crowd cheer for the catch by Josh LeBlanc. He had to race to his left and on a headlong dive, stab that wicked line drive tailing away from him, headed into the right center field alley. What a magnificent catch. Spectacular by Josh LeBlanc in center field. He took a double, if not a triple, away from Luis Montanez. Wow, Josh LeBlanc made some catch for the first out here in the 7th inning. Mike Mallory is ahead suddenly, 2-0. You don't blame Nick Green for working cautiously to Mallory. Mallory's the guy that belted one across the street down the left field line onto the grass berm in front of the Caterpillar building. Now a strike to Mike Mallory. It's 2-1. Mike is a .292 hitter, and he lifts the next pitch high and foul, out of play down the right field line. Peoria is the world headquarters of the largest earth-moving equipment manufacturer in the world, Caterpillar. I run into folks here quite a bit that say, yeah, I put in my 35 years at Cat. A ground ball up the middle, diving stop by Casilla, throws the batter out. A second sensational play turned in by a Kernel fielder. That also elicits a round of applause from the Peoria crowd. Well, this inning typifies the Kernel season. It hasn't been the most successful as far as wins and losses, but the effort and the hustle and the desire are definitely there. And that's all you can ask of a group of professionals, is that they come out every day and night and give it everything they have. Alexi Casilla with a sensational diving stop on a ground ball up the middle, popped to his feet and threw Mike Mallory out for the second out of the inning. Well, Nick Green may have to dip into his meager meal money and treat LeBlanc and Alexi Casilla to a couple of quarter pounders or Big Macs at McDonald's. I wish the meal money that these guys were issued would be allowed to spring for a steak, but we just don't get that kind of money. A ground ball is knocked down at first, a chopper to Chris Walston, and he underhands to Nick Green for the final out of the 7th inning. Sam Fuld is chopped out to Walston, who fed Nick Green, covering the bag for the out. Two sensational plays, one by LeBlanc in center, the other by Casilla at short, make it a 1-2-3 inning for Nick Green in the bottom of the 7th inning. That's the first 1-2-3 inning for the Kernels so far tonight. And after 7 at O'Brien Field, the Kernels trail the Chiefs 6-0. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
It's all over. You ate, you voted, and now a champion has been crowned. The winner of the Zone Bar and Grill Tour is Chuck and Dale's Bar and Grill. 2 Bricks Bar and Grill, Cabo Sports Bar and Grill, the Cedar Brewing Company, Chappie's Safari Lounge, the Chrome Horse Flophouse and Saloon, CJ Sports Bar and Grill, Cocktails and Company, Moose McDuffie's, 3rd on 1st Sports Bar and Grill, Tornado's Grub and Pub, and the 33rd Avenue Sports Bar and Grill and Sauces Clarion Hotel. We offer a conciliatory round of applause. With spatulas raised high, we salute you, Chuck and Dale. And Lucky Luncher Steve Mesher is the winner of the trip to Vegas. Congratulations to Steve and to Chuck and Dale's, and thanks to everyone who soiled a fork or sold a side of fries in this year's competition. The 2005 Bar and Grill Tour, proudly sponsored by your Coca-Cola Bottling Company, The Guide, and the best damn sports station anywhere, The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM.
There's a toll-free way you can call the KCRG TV9 News team with your news tips. Just dial 365-9999. 365-9999. It's Newsline 9, and it's your direct line to the TV9 newsroom. Call us with breaking news, interesting story ideas, weather information, or sports scores. When you see news happen anywhere in eastern Iowa, remember this number, 365-9999. Newsline 9. It makes you a part of the KCRG TV9 News team.
Another strong, impressive performance by 19-year-old right-hander Sean Gallagher. The Peoria right-hander worked 7 innings against the Kernels tonight, shutting us out on 2 hits. He fanned 5 and walked 1. Mike Jones making his professional debut for the Peoria Chiefs. Jones, a right-hander out of the University of New Orleans. He's 23 years old. He went 4-6 for the Privateers this past season with a 5.91 ERA and 91 in the 3rd innings. Mike Jones will face Sutton, Madrigal, and Duenas, the numbers 6, 7, and 8 men in the Kernel order. Ball 1 is low and away to Nate Sutton. Sutton grounded back to Sean Gallagher and flew to left in his 2 at-bats against the 19-year-old Chicago Cub phenom. Here, a drive into left center by Nate Sutton. Sam Fuld makes a terrific play to cut it off and get it back into the cutoff man. A long single lashed into left center by Nate Sutton. And Sam Fuld made some play, an all-out sprint to his right, and he cut that ball off in left center, skidding on his knees, and then threw it into the shortstop, Granado, and that play held Sutton to a long single. I'll tell you what. These guys, these young professionals in the minor leagues, they play all out all the time, and that is very, very refreshing to see. And they know they have to, because there's 10 guys standing in line that would love to have the opportunity to play professional baseball. Jones misses away to Warner Madrigal, ball 1. Madrigal rips one into the right center field alley, all the way to the wall for extra bases. Nate Sutton is speeding to third. He's being waved home, and he'll score to make it 6-1 Peoria on an opposite field double thrashed into the right center field alley by Warner Madrigal. Warner delivers home the first Kernel run of this game as he laced a double into the right center field gap. Nate Sutton scored all the way from first on Warner's 9th double of the season, and the Chief lead has been sliced to 5 at 6-1 Peoria here in the top of the 8th inning. And suddenly out of the Chief bullpen is their pitching coach, Tom Pratt. That'll give us a chance to ask our nightly and daily question during our home and away broadcast, our Kernel Did You Know question. Did you know that Augie Garrido the winningest baseball coach in NCAA history. He just led his Texas Longhorns to his second national title, College World Series title. Augie Garrido, Garrido, has won 5 College World Series titles, 2 with Texas, 3 with Cal State Fullerton. The did you know question, did you know that Texas coach Augie Garrido coached right here in Illinois at the University of Illinois? Augie Garrido led the Fighting Illini to 2 Big Ten championships in his 3 seasons in Champaign. I didn't know that. Swinging a foul straight back by Tommy Duenas, he had his best cut of the game. Augie Garrido took over as the Illini head coach in 1988 and led the Fighting Illini to Big Ten championships in 89 and 90. I didn't know that. Augie Garrido, the winningest coach in NCAA history, baseball coach, coached at the University of Illinois. Swing and a miss by Tommy on a Mike Jones changeup, strike 2. Our colleague that covers the Chiefs for the Peoria Journal-Star is Ryan, and I'm going to repeat the Colonel Did You Know question and see if Ryan is aware that Augie Garrido coached the University of Illinois. Swing and a miss by Duenas. And Ryan says he does know that. I did not know that Augie Garrido coached at Illinois. In fact, he led the Fighting Illini to 2 Big Ten championships. He coached at Illinois from 88 to 90. His Illini went 111 and 57 in his 3 years. And Augie Garrido, 2 College World Series titles at Texas, 3 at Cal State Fullerton. How did Illinois ever let him get away? Chris Walston at the plate takes a strike at the knees. Tommy Duenas has struck out for the 3rd time, and the runner at second with 1 out here in the 8th inning is Warner Madrigal. Some of the household names that Augie Garrido coached during his long 37-year college coaching career: Phil Nevin, Jeremy Giambi, Tim Wallach, Mark Kotze. Pretty good ball players. Walston takes a change in the dirt from Mike Jones for ball 1. Chris is trying to drive home Madrigal with the 2nd run of the inning, and he swings at a pitch low and away, strike 2 to Chris Walston, who has struck out and walked. Kernels have scored a run here in the 8th inning, trail Peoria 6-1. Have Madrigal at second with 1 out. Walston, the 6'6" right-handed batter, swings and misses at an off-speed pitch, strike 3. So after a single and a double, a visit to the hill by the chief pitching coach seems to have produced good results for Mike Jones, making his pro debut out of the University of New Orleans. My goodness, Augie Garrido coached at Illinois and coached them to 2 Big Ten championships. He just led the Texas Longhorns to a perfect College World Series. A tap over the mound, tough play behind second. The shortstop has it and throws, not in time. And Alexi Casilla beats out an infield single. It was Anthony Granato cutting in front of second base, and with his momentum carrying him towards first, his throw from the first base side of second, not in time to get the hustling Casilla. Warner Madrigal scampered over to third. He's there with 2 out. Alexi Casilla beats out an infield single, and that is the 3rd hit in the inning for the Kernels off of reliever Mike Jones. 1st and 3rd, 2 out for Freddy Sandoval. Freddy could make this a brand new game with his 3rd home run of the year. Ball 1 is a fastball outside. Peoria leads the Kernels 6-1 here in the top half of the 8th inning. First and 3rd, 2 out. Sandoval laces one into the right center field alley. It's a base hit. Madrigal scores. Fuld cuts it off in right center. Sandoval digging for second. He's safe. The throw home, and Casilla out. Well, that's too bad. The Kernels keep losing runners at the plate by the bushel, and Alexi Casilla was thrown out on a double by Freddy Sandoval to make it 6-2. Freddy Sandoval ripped a double into the right center field alley, and it scored Madrigal from third to make it 6-2. Alexi Casilla with 2 out was waved home, and the relay throw home cut down Alexi Casilla by plenty at the plate. It went 8-4-2, center fielder to second baseman to the catcher, Alan Rick, and Alexi had nowhere to go. He tried to dive across the back of the plate, a belly flop slide, but to no avail. Well, the Kernels continue to live by the sword and die by the sword. Man, we lose a lot of runners at home plate trying to score on plays I'm not 100% sure they should try to score on, but you live with the good and take the bad. The Kernels, good news in the 8th inning, scored 2 runs on 4 base hits off Mike Jones, the reliever. There were no Peoria errors, and the Kernels leave 1 man on and have stranded 3. We go to the home half of the 8th inning. Peoria now leads the Kernels 6-2. You're listening to Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
When we were children, we were taught to save for a rainy day, but what if it rains harder than you expected? Tanya Sedlock, your professional Pekin insurance agent at Weidenhammer Andrews Agency, understands about the storms that life can bring. Whether you need auto, home, business, life, or health insurance, Tanya will review the coverages you need for your life and the lives of the ones you care about most. Help the sun shine on your life with a visit to your hometown Pekin insurance professional, Tanya Sedlock, at Weidenhammer Andrews Agency.
Knowing who you are is important. At Kirkwood Community College, we know who we are. We are accessibility. We are quality. We are opportunity. We are community. Who are you? We can help you learn. Kirkwood.edu.
Business for the 21st century with Advanced Systems.
For nearly 50 years, Advanced Systems has been providing office technology solutions. Whether you're looking for a simple multifunctional system or a complex software program, Advanced Systems is your solutions provider. We're continuing to build upon our tradition of providing outstanding service to each and every client.
Business for the 21st century with Advanced Systems.
Nick Green has recorded a quick first out in the bottom of the 8th inning. Drew Larson pulled an 0-2 pitch to the left side of the Kernel infield. A chopper, and Freddy Sandoval cut across to his left and gloved it with one hand and threw out Drew Larson, 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 6-2 in favor of Peoria. Freddy Sandoval added to his team-high RBI total of 39 with his, here's a high fly ball into center. Josh LeBlanc fades back a step or two, and Alan Rick's drive is caught in center by Josh LeBlanc, who now has 4 putouts tonight. Sandoval, with 2 out, ripped an RBI double into right center that scored Warner Madrigal from third. Alexi Casilla, the runner at first, was cut down trying to score. It went 8-4-2. And, man, we've lost, well, I think 4 base runners at the plate in this series trying to score. Swinging a foul straight back by Anthony Granato. We lose some men on the base paths, but that's the Angel dictum or the philosophy, and that is run all out all the time, even if you run yourself out of innings or ball games, because they figure that if you keep running, you're going to score more often than you're going to be thrown out. I'm not sure if that's the case, but put it this way, I'd rather have a team run into outs like the Kernels do than play station-to-station baseball. That's not nearly as exciting. An 0-2 pitch to Anthony Granato is low from Nick Green. Nick Green took over in the 5th inning. He's given up 3 runs on 4 hits. The Kernels about hit Peoria 6-5. A high pop foul drifting down the first baseline. Chris Walston racing over in front of the tarp down the right field line makes a good running catch. Chris Walston has been very impressive for a big guy. He moves very well, and he caught that foul pop on the warning track material down the right field line to end the Chief 8th inning. Nick Green finishes his relief stint, retiring the last 7 Chiefs he faced. Peoria's lower third goes 1-2-3-0 across in the bottom of the 8th inning. And as we head to the top of the 9th, the Chiefs lead the Kernels 6-2. You're tuned to Colonel Baseball in the Zone.
At Zimmerman's, we believe that the voice of the customer speaks the loudest. Let's hear what our customers have to say.
We chose Zimmerman because our family has been buying cars. I guess we're probably the third generation to buy cars here at Zimmerman.
My family's bought 18 cars at Zimmerman's. 18. I ought to get a little bonus or something, wouldn't I?
We build our reputation on one satisfied customer at a time. On behalf of everyone at Zimmerman's, I want to thank you for your business.
You save big money, when you shop Menards.
Now during Menards Construction Sale. Save big on everything for your dream home. You'll find great sale prices on lumber, roofing, siding, power tools, and everything else to build or remodel. Menards has thousands of home plans to choose from. Plus, knowledgeable team members ready to help you every step of the way. Stop in today for a free estimate and check out the great deals on Geldwen windows and patio doors, all on sale for 11% off our guaranteed low prices. Choose from the Karadco collection of wood and the Wenco collection of vinyl windows and patio doors, all 11% off. It's never been easier to build your dream home. Now during the construction sale at Menards. Open till 6 p.m. July 4th.
Save big money at Menards.
Kernels have out-hit Peoria 6-5, trail the Chiefs 6-2 as we go to the top of the ninth inning. Adalberto Mendez, the second relief pitcher in as many innings for the Chiefs, comes on to face the middle of the Kernel order. Adalberto Mendez was the victor in the Chief come-from-behind win Friday night in Game 2 of this series. The Kernels carried a 4-2 lead into the top of the ninth inning before Peoria struck for 3 to give the Kernels a 5-4 loss. Mendez was the winner, and he is ahead of Josh LeBlanc, 0-2. Josh took a strike and then a swing and a miss by Josh LeBlanc, who's 0 for 3 so far tonight. Adalberto Mendez from the Dominican Republic in his third year of pro ball. And the 0-2 pitch is lifted high and foul way down the left field line by Josh LeBlanc. 6-2 Peoria. And I have nothing but positive things to say about how the Kernels have played tonight. The ball club has played well. Of course, a tough start again for Joe Torres. Swing and a miss by LeBlanc as Adalberto Mendez came in with a fastball and got Josh swinging for the first out of the ninth inning. Adalberto Mendez. He's 23 years old, and in winning Friday night's game in relief, he pitched 1 inning. It gave up no runs, no hits, struck out 1, walked none. Adalberto gained his first win of the season in our home ballpark Friday night in Game 2 of this series. He's 1-0. He's only pitched in 2 games. Ball 1 low to Drew Toussaint. 6-2 Peoria here in the top of the ninth inning. Sean Gallagher trying for his 8th win. Look out. Toussaint has to lean back from a ball up and in. Mike Jones in his pro debut went an inning, gave up 2 runs on 4 hits. Struck out 2 and walked none. Swing and a miss by Drew Toussaint. And Drew is still ahead in the count, 2-1. Nick Green pitched 4 innings out of the Kernel bullpen, giving up 3 runs on 4 hits. He spanned 3 and walked none. The 2-1 to Drew. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. Peoria trying to take the lead in this series 3-2, and they're trying to beat the Kernels for the 6th time in 9 tries. I still don't see how this Peoria ball club was 35-35 in the first half. They have mega talent. Swing and a miss. Mendez reared back and blew it by Drew Toussaint. And that is the second out in the ninth as Mendez has fanned a pair. 9 Kernels have now struck out tonight. Even though the Kernels have out-hit the Chiefs 6-5, the Kernels trail this game 6-2 in the top of the ninth inning. Richard Giannotti pops it up into shallow center. This should do it. Peoria is going to take the lead in the series, 3-2. Sam Fuld has it for the final out. This game only took 2 hours and 20 minutes, and Peoria surges ahead in the series, 3-2 with a 6-2 win over the Kernels. Giannotti flies to center. The Kernels go meekly and in order at the hands of Adalberto Mendez in the top of the 9th inning. The final, the Chiefs 6, the Kernels 2. We'll be back with the Colonel Curtain Call in just a moment. This is Colonel Baseball in the Zone.
I cannot be anyone but me. Baby, can't you see I know what's right for me? Don't tell me wrong from right. I know just what I like. Yeah, call me crazy, I don't care. Come feel the joy of my generation. They got their own understanding. I'm the shout it out.
He's the Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Barry Bonds told a federal grand jury he used a clear substance and a cream. 2 prosecutors also presented Bonds with documents that allegedly detailed his use of a long list of other drugs. He denies those. Bonds said, as far as he knew, his trainer had given him flaxseed oil. All right, if you still believe Bonds, then you must think he is the dumbest professional athlete in pro sports. Because Barry Bonds, as he begins to rocket 600-foot home runs, as he approaches 40, as he becomes the toughest out in the history of Major League Baseball, it's all because of, quote, flaxseed oil. We looked it up. The dictionary defines as an ancient herb that heals. The only herb I know that heals is that guy Herb Schwartz who works the spot Caesar.
Don't be left out of the Herd. Only on ESPN Radio.
A new school year means the chase is on. What school will be the best? The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, Farm Bureau Financial Services Metro Sports Trophy winner. It's simple. The school that rules brings home the hardware. Your school earns points by being the best in all 19 sports programs. Boys and girls, fall, winter, and spring. The school with the winningest programs takes home the coveted Zone Metro Sports Trophy and $500 from Farm Bureau Financial Services. Every sport counts towards each school's total points, and citywide bragging rights are on the line. We'll post the standings quarterly at the worldwide headquarters of the Zone1600.com. Current staff show Linmar leading the boys contest and Marion holds the top spot in the girls column. Who will come out on top? Kennedy, Jefferson, Linmar, Marion, Prairie, Washington, or Xavier. The Zone Farm Bureau Financial Services Metro Sports Trophy. Only from the home of high school sports. The Zone. The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM. Time for the Colonel's Curtain Call, right here on the Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM. With a recap of all the action, the State Farm Major League scoreboard, plus a look ahead to the next Colonel's game, let's rejoin the voice of the Colonels, the one, the only John Rogers, here on the Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM.
And this is John Rogers, the voice of the Kernels, reporting from downtown Peoria, O'Brien Stadium, where the Chiefs whipped the Kernels tonight 6-2 behind their 19-year-old right-hander Sean Gallagher. This was a game that looked like a mismatch on paper. Gallagher with the lowest ERA in the league at 1.56, going against the former Angel first-round draft pick lefty Joe Torres, who sat out all last season recovering from Tommy John surgery. Joe certainly pitched valiantly this evening, but his control deserted him again, and he only was able to go an inning and 2/3, surrendering 2 runs on 7 walks in those inning and 2/3. Meanwhile, the Kernels out-hit Peoria 6-5, but 4 of those 6 hits came in the Kernel 2-run 8th inning. It was just a little bit too much, too little offense too late, as Peoria takes the lead in the series 3-2. The Chiefs scored their first 2 runs of the game without a hit in the 2nd inning, and in doing so, they knocked out the Kernel starter, Joe Torres. Walks drawn by Montanez, Mallory, Larson, Alan Rick, Anthony Granado, and Eric Patterson. 6 walks drawn by the Chiefs in the 2nd inning, and they scored 2 runs on those 6 walks and led it 2-0. Casey Muter made his Kernel debut tonight, and he got the final out of the Peoria second inning with the bases loaded. He got Aaron Sisk to fly to center, but Muter gave up a one-out home run to Luis Montanez in the third inning, one of 3 long balls belted by the Chiefs tonight. Montanez belted his 10th of the year for the Chiefs to make it 3-0 Peoria after 3 innings. The Chiefs added another couple of runs with 2 outs in the 5th inning in Nick Green's first inning and out of the bullpen. Green got the first 2 Chiefs, but Mike Mallory hit a tape measure home run way out of here over the left field foul pole across the street and onto a grass slope berm that leads up to the Caterpillar building. It was a home run of at least 460 feet by Mike Mallory, the second home run of the Chiefs in the game. Mallory's third, and that made it a 3-0 Chief lead. Sam Fuld followed with a base hit to right. Drew Larson tripled him home. Larson tripling into the right center field gap scored Fuld with 2 outs to make it a 5-0 lead for Peoria. With 1 out in the 6th inning, Aaron Sisk belted his 7th home run of the year. 7 home runs in only 34 games for Aaron Sisk, who was toiling in the Central League in Edinburgh, Texas last year, and the Cubs scouting found him, and he may be quite a find for the Chicago Cubs. The Kernels, meanwhile, didn't have a base runner in the first 4 1/3 innings against 19-year-old right-hander Sean Gallagher. Gallagher mowed down the first 13 Kernels he faced until Richard Giannotti socked a 1-out double over the head of Mike Mallory in right on a full-count pitch in the 5th. But then with the score at that time the score was 3-0. Giannotti inexplicably took off for third, trying to steal third without a pitch home, and Sean Gallagher simply turned to his right and threw to third, and Giannotti was thrown out after his double. The only other hit the Kernels got off of the winner, Sean Gallagher, came in the 7th inning. Drew Toussaint singling down the left field line for the second Kernel hit off Gallagher. The Kernels did come alive, though, in the 8th inning. Nate Sutton singled to center, leading off the 8th. Warner Madrigal then doubled him home, Madrigal pasting his 9th double of the year into the right center field alley. With Madrigal at second and nobody out, it was 6-1 Chiefs. Duenas and Walston struck out against against Mike Jones, the relief pitcher. Alexi Casilla legged out an infield single. Then one of the key plays in the game, Freddy Sandoval laced a double into the right center field gap. It scored Madrigal from third with 2 out to make it 6-2. Alexi Casilla tried to score all the way from first, and he was thrown out by plenty at the plate. It went Fuld, the center fielder, to Patterson at second, and on to home, where Alan Rick, the catcher, tagged out Casilla to end that inning. The Kernels went down in order in the 9th against Adalberto Mendez, and Peoria won it 6-2. There were 2 outstanding defensive plays turned in by the Kernels in the 7th inning. Peoria was retired in order in the 7th by Nick Green. He got help as Luis Montanez was robbed of an extra base hit in right center on a sliding catch by Josh LeBlanc. And then Mike Mallory had a hit taken away from him, a grounder up the middle that Alexi Casilla ranged far to his left, dove behind second, popped to his feet, and threw out Mallory. 2 great defensive plays by the Kernels, who never did throw in the towel tonight in losing 6-2. Here's the final line score. 6 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Chiefs. They left 6. The Kernels 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. We stranded only 3. Sean Gallagher, the winner, he's 8-2, and his league-leading ERA of 1.56 will be even lower tomorrow because he pitched 7 shutout innings against the Kernels. Gallagher's 8-2. The Kernel loser was Joe Torres. He's 0-2. There were 2,228 here on this Monday night in Peoria, and the game was played in a brisk 2 hours and 20 minutes. We'll take a break, and up next we'll enjoy our Access Direct play of the game here in the Zone.
It's summertime, summertime, summertime.
Yes, it's summertime, when everybody wants to have fun. But there are still chores to be done. One of those chores, of course, mowing the yard. Your friends at Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling recommend using a mulching mower. It saves time. Tagging takes longer and saves money by restoring natural nutrients to your lawn, reducing the need to use expensive fertilizers. Grass cycling gives you a healthier lawn, reduces yard waste, and saves landfill space.
There's a reason Dick Ramsey is the #1 home seller for the #1 real estate company, Skogman Realty. It's because Dick Ramsey works harder for you than anyone to make selling your home easy for you. Take Dick's one-of-a-kind home trade program. Buy one of Dick Ramsey's homes and Dick will buy yours. Dick Ramsey provides 2 other unparalleled services: a free 1-hour telephone loan approval and a free 1-hour telephone appraisal on your property. Dick Ramsey of Skogman Realty, the #1 home seller for the #1 real estate company.
The Colonel Curtain Call rolls ahead following a Peoria 6-2 win here tonight. Sean Gallagher, the 19-year-old Cub farmhand phenom, now 7-2, and he'll lower his ERA below the 1.56 mark where it started this evening. Access Direct, as always, proud to bring us the Access Direct play of the game in this Peoria 6-2 win. It was in the 8th inning when Mike Jones came on in relief in his pro debut of Sean Gallagher, and he was greeted by a base hit into left center by Nate Sutton. Warner Madrigal was the next batter for the Kernels, who trailed 6-0. Let's listen in to our Access Direct play of the game.
Madrigal rips one into the right center field alley, all the way to the wall for extra bases. Nate Sutton is speeding to third. He's being waved home, and he'll score to make it 6-1 Peoria on an opposite field double flashed into the right center field alley by Warner Madrigal.
Warner did make it 6-1 Peoria with his 9th double of the year, an RBI opposite field double into right center, plating Nate Sutton to give the Kernels their first run of the game. It came in the 8th inning in a Peoria 6-2 loss. Access Direct with our Access Direct play of the game. Access Direct is hiring right now. They're looking for team players, and they have just a marvelous benefit package to allure your interest. A 401k savings plan at Access Direct, medical, dental, and vision insurance, casual dress code, a fun, friendly atmosphere in which to work at Access Direct. They're hiring, and they'd like you to check them out and their job opportunities. You can do so by calling Access Direct at 261-0260. That's 261-0260. Or log on to their website at www.accdir.com. Warner Madrigal's RBI double chasing home Nate Sutton from first in the 8th inning to put the Kernels on the board, our Access Direct play of the game. Peoria 6, the Kernels 2. Up next on the Colonel Curtain Call, we'll take a look at the scores on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. This is Colonel Baseball in the Zone.
I'm Dave Shea. For 35 years, I was news anchor for Channel 2. Now, with gas prices at $2 a gallon, check out Randy Kill Honda and save with great fuel mileage on all Hondas in stock. The safest family sedan, the Honda Accord, will definitely save the family pocketbook with 34 miles to the gallon. Get even better mileage with a compact Civic, getting you there at 38 miles to the gallon. Or check the amazing fuel mileage of the Honda Civic Hybrid, 48 miles to the gallon, and that's in city driving. Randy Kill Honda has a large selection of pre-owned Hondas, too, all with exceptional fuel mileage. Check them out at www.randykiel.com. Also, Randy Kiel offers a 7-year, 100,000-mile confidence guarantee on new vehicles. You can take my word for it, but you may also want to talk with other Honda owners. They're people you know, your friends, your neighbors, maybe even your relatives. I'm saving on gas prices by driving my Honda, and you can too. See Randy Kiel Honda on Center Point Road, Northeast.
Time to check all the scores on the big league front. Before we do it, Peoria won this game 6-2 behind their 19-year-old right-hander Sean Gallagher, who's now 8-2. And we'll play the 6th game of this 7-game series tomorrow evening here at O'Brien Field. Tell you a little bit more about that in just a moment. Right now, though, State Farm insurance agents Dale Thompson, Al Shetler, Lanny Peterson, and Gary Schubat bring us the look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Let's start in the American League, where everything is final. At Fenway Park, the Tribe cooled off the red-hot Red Sox. Cleveland bashed Boston tonight at Fenway 7-0. At Camden Yards in Baltimore, the Yankees dumped the Orioles 6-4. A final from Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, the Devil Rays nipped the Blue Jays 4-3. Good news about our parent club. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim continue to lead the AL West, and they build upon that lead with a 13-3 mauling of the Rangers at the ballpark in Arlington. Our parent club, the Los Angeles Angels, 13, Texas 3 in Arlington tonight. And a final from the Metrodome, the Twins turned back the Royals 3-1. Only one final in the 3 games being played in the National League. At Dalton Stadium in Miami, it was the Braves derailing the Marlins 7-2. They're in the bottom of the 6th inning at Coors Field in Denver, and Houston is leading the Rockies 7-1. Top of the 2nd inning in Los Angeles, and the Padres have a 3-0 edge over the Dodgers in the top of the 2nd. That does it for the scores on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. They're brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Lanny Peterson, Dale Thompson, Gary Schubat, and Al Shetler. Tonight, the Kernels fell behind in this 7-game series, 3-2, as Peoria jumped on Kernel starter Joe Torres. They drew 6 walks in the 2nd inning, chased the Kernel starter, scored 2 runs, and behind Sean Gallagher, they beat the Kernels 6-2. We'll greet you tomorrow evening here from Central Illinois with a second go-around with Kernel trainer Eric Munson. Eric Munson will join us tomorrow evening at 6:40 on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. Scott Unash will invite me into the 19th hole tomorrow afternoon for a report here from Peoria at 10 after 3. Thanks for being with us for this Monday night affair in Peoria, where the Chiefs downed the Kernels 6-2. Thanks also to our in-studio engineer, Jake Lentz, who, as always, did just a terrific job down at 2nd Avenue and 5th Streets in the zone. Peoria 6, the Kernels 2. John Rogers wishing you well from the land of Lincoln. This has been Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
This has been a special sports presentation from The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, Cedar Rapids. Now back to our regularly scheduled ESPN programming already in progress.